Don't know how long we waited as the Hi, chat. How is everyone doing tonight here? I just realized the octopus is right here.
Oh, are you live?
Yeah. You know, it's, 7 p.m. Exactly
yeah, but it
when we
just
start.
turned.
Yeah.
It just turned, though.
Yeah, I don't do 10 minutes like you.
I know, but what I'm saying is it just turned, and I just entered the call right before it turned.
Shock the octopus.
Are you eating? You shouldn't
Yes.
eat when you're supposed to start streaming. He says, "Is he? The password is not working. Is there a period in this?"
There's an exclamation point.
Really? At the end?
Yes. I
You didn't put it
messaged
in the
you the
password.
password.
There is no exclamation point in the password. You just put a period at the end. Okay, it says that's not the right password.
Oh, here, I'll remake it.
Man getting mad at me when he's the one who put the wrong password down. Can't believe you.
Okay. No symbols this time.
Is it just Science Dog 1?
Yes.
All right.
Only dog gets the shocks. That's the rules. Ah. I'll be honest, I was just gonna thinking I'd be doing this alone tonight.
Why?
'Cause you weren't showing up for a bit there.
I mean, I told you I would be here when it starts.
I thought you meant like at our normal start time, not.
But I was here at the normal start time. I was here right at 10. I'm confused. YouTube Studio is not working for me. Give me a moment.
Do you just want to not use the model tonight?
No, I'll log in. For some reason, though, it's just choosing to be
Chat,
weird.
I'd like you all to know that we're streamers and there's stream scuff. It's fine. Otherwise, welcome Virexo, welcome Tape, welcome Phantom, welcome Gemini, welcome Feral, welcome Sly. Here comes the octopus now. And... come on. Load up. Okay. So I'm sure some people might notice that I have dropped a few frames. My internet is kind of pseudo shitting the bed today. No idea why.
That's why you're mad then.
It's fine. We'll make it work. It's not too bad. But if it gets bad, please let me know. Otherwise, I can maybe try and fix it, but I doubt I can. Welcome, Merrick. Welcome, Don. Temp's internet is identifying as Amber Heard. Damn.
Here, I'll tell you something that might make you happy.
What?
Hassan Piker was banned from the UK.
I saw that.
That's cool.
Ugh. Okay. I have consumed food. I have fresh water. We're good.
That's
Rare
good.
UKW.
I know, right? Sometimes they get one.
Sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes.
Sometimes.
Wouldn't being banned from the UK be a good thing? It is a good thing. In this case, anyway. Welcome to the scuff.
Oh,
yeah. Amber Turd.
Rude thing to call you.
Not me. So, is this a situation where we don't trust Yacht Club games? We'll get into that. Dog has been fed
What's
and
going on
watered.
with that?
Now he needs to be played with.
Because I heard that that game was good, but that now I'm hearing people are saying it's woke. What's up with that?
Okay. We'll get into that. That's not going to be our first topic of the night, but we'll get into it. I had to compile a whole bunch of information today. Plus, I also started playing Mina the Hollower today, so I can give some opinions there too.
Right. Was it good?
It was good. I enjoyed myself greatly.
Good. Making me want to go play Link to the Past.
Plap Club. Welcome. All right. Welcome Smug. Welcome Neo. Welcome Big Berry. 10M Law. Festiva. How is everyone tonight? Obviously, I really like Shovel Knight. There's nothing wrong with Yacht Club games. There is nothing wrong with him. Oh well. So, what did you do this week?
Worked, honestly.
Fair.
Get videos done slowly, you know?
I get that. I need to get to making videos. The problem is I just don't know what I want to make. And if I don't know what I want to make, I might make bad content, and I want to do that.
Well, don't make what you don't want to make, but, like, sit down and think about it. You got to get inspired, so go out and walk around. That's how I get inspired.
Yeah, I've done that.
Literally,
and then I get home
some
and
of the
I'm like,
videos
but what if I'm lazy?
that are the best are the ones that I make. I mean, fair. All I'm saying is some of my best videos are ones that I thought about making literally the day of.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, what do you want to talk about? You don't know?
No, I've had ideas.
Well, then execute them. Like I said, go on a walk. Go water the dog.
Fair. Google apparently wants to release a horde of mosquitoes in California and Florida. Yeah, they do. Google wants to release mosquitoes. Probably not. I mean, obviously we're mentioning it here, but that doesn't feel pop culture drama. That feels like government, like messing around shit.
But Google's not the government. I'm confused.
Right, but Google should have no hand in releasing mosquitoes. They are a tech company, which means there's something fishy there.
Maybe.
So, otherwise, yeah. As far as this week's been concerned, I've been doing fantastic. It's been a very tiring week for some reason. Like, I feel like I've gotten absolutely nothing done.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I know I've streamed, but I feel like I've done literally nothing. Like, you know those feelings?
But you don't work like I do. I'm confused.
Why does that matter?
I don't know.
Oh, well. Here, how about we get into our first topic of the night? Let's see. What is up first? Did Google just get bored? Okay, fine. If people want to talk about it, we can talk about it. We'll do that. Let me grab that. It was put here? No. It was put here in my Dogwave suggestions channel. Right? Yes, here we go. Okay. And then stream to Discord. And then we go here. And then we do here. Chat. Apparently Google wants to release 32 million mosquitoes in California and Florida to stop disease. I don't
So I if it's all right, I heard basically what my understanding is that the reason why they're doing this is because they want to kill mosquitoes that are bad, if that makes sense. And so in order to do that, they got to release these mosquitoes to get rid of them, basically.
Yeah. So I'd love to point out that this is usually stopped by the bugs that are intended to consume mosquitoes.
I mean, fair, but like,
hell, not even just bugs, animals like frogs.
I would say that like this is an extra measure. I don't know.
I don't
maybe
agree
there's
with
just
it.
not enough. Maybe there's just not enough thing. I don't know. I'm not saying I agree with it either. I'm just saying maybe there's a reason why they're doing it.
I mean, fair.
Oh, excuse me.
The male mosquitoes doesn't have a sucker. Yeah, they don't. So I don't see what they're gonna do here.
I mean, if
I mean, realistically, what the plan is here is to basically have them kill the females by fucking them.
Mm-hmm. If they don't have a sucker, which, if that's gonna keep them from doing, you know, specific things, I don't really see why that's like an issue then. I don't know. Maybe I mean, I guess the idea is just, oh, maybe they have their own kind of diseases on them. But I don't know. It is kind of funny that it's Google that is like doing this, and it's just like, well, why?
Yeah, it's like, why is
doing
Google?
this?
I put in my Discord because we were talking about it, and I basically had a tinfoil hat theory, 3 of them actually. So, again, it's not real. I'm gonna say these are jokes for the sake of YouTube and Twitch. 1, Bill
Sorry,
Gates.
you cut out there for a moment.
Oh, yeah, here. If I cut out, and again, it could just because I'm dropping frames, so it could just be my internet having issues.
Are you currently dropping your frames?
It's like 1.5%. It's not like growing drastically. It's just like little hiccup here and there. Not enough that's gonna kill the stream. But I had a tinfoil hat theory specifically of like, and I'm gonna just claim this right now with YouTube and Twitch. These are jokes. These are not real. 1,
fair.
Bill Gates, because we know he's had hands in many things like this.
Okay.
Mass disease increase, which I said just in time for elections.
That's fair.
And microchip implantations. I mean, if Google's doing it, it's a fair guess. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Again, Bill Gates working with the Indians. We always knew he was. So the mosquitoes are what spread the microchips.
Cheats.
Exactly. So instead of stopping the disease, they spread the chips. So Bill Gates is the most credible and believable one. It is. It is.
Why? Sorry, my computer's I agree with you that as soon as I get the opportunity, I need to replace my audio interface. When does that come out, by the way?
You can buy it if you had early access, like an early access code from Elgato.
I didn't.
But because you can buy it if you have that, that does mean probably, I'm going to say by the end of June. End of June makes the most sense.
Probably. We'll see then.
Is that
I just like...
Go ahead.
My main thing is I might not buy it directly then. Mostly just because my current system still works and I still am trying to save money. And if I don't need to spend money,
that's why I want you to watch the video I sent you, because in that same video, he does give examples of what you can do. instead.
Fair. I mean, I'll have to look at it on a day off.
The Bill Gates Foundation is working on conjunction with Google. One project, this project, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation wants to use mosquitoes to spread mRNA vaccines in Africa. Yeah. And I would not be surprised at all if that's what they're doing here, because they had a whole bunch of people not want to take vaccines after COVID. So, but chat, remember to glow.
Yeah, I would say glow just a little bit.
Hope everyone is having a great day. What the hell does Bill Gates do? Exactly.
Oh my god.
Welcome, Blue. How about Steam Decks? Yeah. Steam Decks are also a thing we're talking about tonight.
Oh yeah, Steam Decks are kind of like they're kind of in trouble, aren't they?
Okay, here we'll talk about that first, since that's a pretty big discussion point. Valve ended up increasing the price of the Steam Deck by a fairly large amount.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it's the memory.
Yeah, no, 100%.
The memory and the hard drive.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. And people are like, oh my god, this is the death of Valve. I'd like to remind everyone that in the time it took Valve to increase the price of the Steam Deck, I think the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, and the Switch and Switch 2 have all increased. Actually, not Switch 2. Everything else has increased prices several times.
Right.
Switch 2 is getting a price increase soon, though. This is the first time that the Steam Deck has had a price increase.
Okay.
I'm not going to say, billionaire company, good, but
I think that, again, the only reason why it's being increased is because they're kind of forced to. Because if they don't, it will, fuck them over royally.
Yeah. And not only that, it didn't affect them. So they brought them back into stock. With the Steam Deck's been out of stock for about 3 months now, give or take.
Okay.
And we all assumed, okay, it's probably because of the RAM shortages, the storage, or the CPU shortages, all the, AI. Let's just say AI.
Okay.
They were brought back into stock with this price increase. They were already sold out within hours.
So, interesting.
Which means the price increase, no one truly cared.
I still think other people do care. The issue is probably just going to be... It will probably slowly edge people out.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Now, what I will say, and I love the Steam Deck for this, but for this price range, you could probably buy a better handheld for the price.
Yeah,
the Steam
I think
Deck
unfortunately
is getting a little old, and some systems like the ROG Ally are doing better, especially like the new Xbox one specifically. So I'm not saying don't buy a Steam Deck, but I think this does increase the idea that maybe consider other options as well.
Right.
Because Valve did say they're working on a Steam Deck too. It's just a matter of when.
Oh, holy cow, that's loud.
Plus, and this is something that people don't seem to realize, because it's like, oh my god, this means the Steam machines are going to be really expensive. The Steam machine also doesn't have an OLED screen, which is also expensive.
Right.
So you have RAM, you have storage, you have a fairly decent GPU, and now you have a 90 hertz refresh rate OLED system.
So do they still sell the non-OLED version?
No.
Oh, well, fair enough.
So, again, I'm not saying the Steam machine won't be expensive, but I think the reason why people are kind of freaking out about the Steam machine is like, oh my god, this is expensive. I expect the Steam machine to probably be $1,000 at this point. But
right.
these days, 1,000 again. Fucking RAM shortages, fucking AI. $1,000 for a Steam machine is probably going to be a drop in the bucket when compared to like if you're wanting to build like a full like rig. I mean, a full rig. Like I was helping, I think it was Tape. I was just kind of like pricing out computers, just like to see like what is on the market right now, maybe what deals are going on. Even a computer that's like a 7800 X3D with a 9070 XT is still inching close to $2,000. And that's not even the top of the line CPU, it's top of the line GPU. But I for what the Steam machine is gonna be, it's like that's still, you know, $1,000 not gonna be as bad as like a full-on computer, depending on what you're looking for out of it. Noir for 5. Don't forget, Steam also actually tries to make money on each unit. Everyone else is probably losing money on each unit. Yeah, exactly. Correct. My guess is still in the 700 range for the Steam machine. That's a fair one. I think it depends on like the model you're gonna get. Like it's very possible that the $1,000 model is probably gonna be like 1,000 to 1,200, and then the 512 option might be closer to like between 700 and 1,000.
Yeah.
What is the benefit of OLED, by the way? The benefit of OLED is it's a brighter screen.
It looks nicer.
It looks nicer. It's cleaner. But there is the risk of burn-in, which I know the Valve has actually made steady changes to the Steam OS to make sure to try and curb burn-in. If the Steam machine has the bundle option, i.e. box, controller, games, maybe worth. Yeah, exactly. So, I think overall, we do need to wait and see. I did not add it to the docket. I probably should have, but it's just a minor thing. Valve did update the back end of Steam for a Steam machine tutorial. Like when you plugged in your Steam Deck or you plugged in your Steam controller, it kind of gave you like a minor tutorial on how some of these things operated. There is now one of those for the Steam machine, and when we saw that with the Steam controller, the Steam controller was pretty much released within the next like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So the Steam machine is probably imminent.
Probably. I am worried about the price though, just because of the RAM.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much just everyone's like point right now, is just like, what the hell is that?
What?
Sorry. Real quick off topic from Valve. I beg your finest fucking pardon? What is that?
That can't be real.
What is that?
That can't be real. That literally, that can't. Please tell me that's not real.
HypeX is an actual Fortnite leaker. And that is the Fortnite art style. Oh god, I hate this. Industry plant, yeah.
Industry legume.
Just like, why?
No, that's a decent question. Yeah, why? Why?
Like, why? Just, I don't like it. I don't like this.
I do not.
This is like, this is Uncanny Valley.
This is very uncanny. That is, yeah, that is extremely uncanny. I don't like this. Sorry, well, while I'm looking at this, you'll never guess what I decided to jump back into.
Fortnite?
Oh no, fuck that.
Warframe?
I'll only
Arc
play
Raiders?
Fortnite if I'm asked by by Leaflet. No, I'm playing Toontown.
Oh, we're back to that arc. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. What the fuck?
Here.
What?
I'm gonna put this in.
Here, do you want to show chat?
No, here. I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be really funny. Chat, as a reminder, Akko did get this as art.
I forgot about that. Is that the final? I'm pretty sure that's not the final that Ari did.
Oh, really? This is just the one you sent me.
Is it?
Yeah, this is the one you sent me.
I'm pretty sure there's a finished version.
It has been a while since Akko has streamed Toontown, admittedly. Been a very long time.
Well, it's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I just ran out of wanting to play.
No, that's fair.
Akko Cream Pied? Yes, chat.
It's a totally different autistic game.
It's a childhood game.
It is. No,
it's childhood.
I get it.
Also, nothing brings me more joy than fighting corporatists. Which is a hilarious thing to say, considering that you have so many whiny bitches. Hey, I got the thing. You have so many whiny bitches that are like, oh my gosh, we hate corporatism. But then this game exists, and it's amazing.
Devastator for 2 Canadian, who made a peanut version of Annoying Orange. Whoever made the industry plant that is the burned peanut.
What button does... There's a button that
Oh god, it's so cursed. I hate it. I hate it so much. Temp had that on his hotbar. No. Okay. So, real transparency. I have a folder of like my creations and like crossover stuff with like other people, like Akko or other friends or whatever, with my creations. And Akko commissioned this and had the little shit, or I guess the tarred version of Hikari, my mascot.
That's just Hikari. That's not a tard. Let me see. I'm pretty sure there's the finished I have the finished version here.
So, because that's what that was, I put that in like a crossover folder. So that's why I have it. And I just published it in the Dogwave docket, so I could just open it here.
Move from the goon folder. Oh yeah, I have the finished version.
Oh, you do?
There it is. Yeah.
Here, I'll show it off if you send it to me.
Yeah, give me a moment. There you are.
Ugh.
Discord is choosing
one
to
second
take its
and come
time.
back to Toontown. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. Oh, I've never seen.
What do you
that
mean?
version. What do I mean? What?
I'm playing Toontown because it's fun. That's why I'm playing it.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying the internet might be having issues today.
Oh, fair. Fair enough.
And Akko says I'm the angry one.
I'm not angry.
Here, I didn't actually know
I still thought you were angry.
No. Here. Here's the full version. That's actually really good. But Ari always does fantastic work.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The thing that makes me chuckle the most is the characters in the background.
Yeah, no, that bunny. He stares into your soul.
He does.
Anyway. Stop giving full cream pies to Akko. No.
There's this whole like new quest line. What do I turn it into?
Anyway, so Valve increased the price of the Steam Decks. And this has kind of sparked some controversy. But not with Valve.
I imagine it would.
Well, I mean, with Valve, but that's expected. But not the controversy I'm thinking of. We need a Wiggler stare email for you. We do. Maybe I'll add that tonight. Noir for 10. What's been funny for me since I love life sim games and am anti-woke is people calling Paralives woke and me just going, did you expect it to be a chud game? I've heard of Paralives. I've just didn't look into it. I knew it came out this week. I saw some people playing it, but isn't it like Sims? Not knockoff here. Let me do this. Nope. Let's look at this Steam page. Paralives.
It just sounds like
do it in a nice house.
In a nice house.
Oh my god, it's just The Sims. This is literally just The Sims. You know what?
I'm seeing a boob
there's
slider.
womanly features for once.
I'm seeing a boob slider.
Yeah, I have too, which is interesting. I was definitely seeing some people say this is another industry plant game, like Mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, that's interesting. I don't know. This game actually could be pretty fun. I did hear, I believe it's done by a Korean team. But to be fair, what isn't done by Koreans these days? Boob sliders. Haven't seen them in years.
I was gonna say something racist, but
do it with plants. Do it with debts. Oh. Oh no. Oh. There's some wording in this trailer that I
that's intentional.
Hmm.
You know, this Taco Bell taco tastes way more like dog food than normal. I'm gonna eat the dog food burrito instead.
I had steak taquitos for dinner. They were
Are
good.
you trying to flex that you had better Mexican food than me?
They were frozen. They were cooked in the air fryer.
Mm.
To be fair, probably better than Taco Bell, but this looks interesting. It is on sale for like $36.
But is it like The Sims where it has shit tons of stuff that you have to pay for?
Actually, no, there's no DLCs.
Oh, good.
There is bundles like with House Flipper, Outbound, Dwarf Fortress. This trailer was done by the Nikkei marketing team. I don't know. It's not a game for me, but if it ends up being a good replacement to The Sims, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Because The Sims, EA needs a wake-up call with The Sims.
I would agree with you.
So, I did hear from someone, I forget who it was, that this game was also made to like combat the concept of like the overly aggressive DLC style that The Sims does have.
Okay.
So maybe it will never get DLCs to that amount. It might get DLCs. In fact, given the kind of game it is, I wouldn't be surprised if it does. But I just hope it's not like to the extent The Sims did. Like,
I hope so.
DLCs are fine, just not that many. Anytime I get the inkling to play The Sims, I just pirate it. Yeah. And there's other alternatives to The Sims. I think actually Madam Savvy mentioned that her replacement of The Sims is like RimWorld, and that's like that makes total sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, very off topic. Apparently, Tim Sweeney, our favorite Epic CEO, got mad or started clowning on Valve for this.
I'm not surprised that he did that.
In fact,
he's looking for any reason to fuck with a.
So he responded to a Pirate Nation tweet that said this might be the biggest Valve L in years. Steam machines were supposed to be affordable console alternatives, not premium PCs. If the Steam machine launches at $1,500, I don't think too many people will buy it. For that price, no. $1,500, like if you could spend another $500 on a better PC, no, they will spend the extra $500 for a better PC. $1,500 is not even optional. Like that's literally, that cannot happen. I don't think too many people will buy it. It's wild that a PS5 Pro is cheaper than the 1TB OLED version. Valve pricing has completely lost the plot. Again, I need you to remember, none of these systems have an OLED screen. That is another big factor into these costs. And also, the Steam Deck is not just a handheld console, it is also a computer.
It is, yes. So you're paying for an entire computer, basically.
Yes.
but it's a computer in the shell of SteamOS.
Correct.
Which I am not saying that people need to be okay with it being over $1,000. I'm just saying that, like, with the way that things are going these days, if you can get a computer under $1,000, I'd like to know your secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Because computers being under $1,000 is like becoming more and more and more like difficult.
I mean, you constantly see content creators. I know a few are like Toasty Bros, Linus Tech Tips. I think I saw Bitwit even do one. J2 Cents. We're like, can we make a computer that can compete with like X console for like under, you know, $900, under $1,000, something like that. I mean, every time they have to resort to using like Facebook Marketplace or Java, but the point still stands. Yeah, you can do it. Because here's the thing, even these consoles, like the PS5, if you actually look at it, it doesn't really use like modern, like not modern, but like standard tech you'd find in a like a high-end computer.
I do agree. When you're looking at these other systems, it's just like they aren't really they're not as powerful, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Like these other systems can only run I am betting you that the Steam Deck, while it probably is more expensive, will run way better than the Switch 2 in multiple different ways.
Actually,
really? No?
People have actually been doing testing since the price increase of the Steam Deck. The Switch 2 is actually outperforming.
Really?
Yes. The reason why, and again, you need to realize this, the Switch 2 is very recent. The Switch 2 is relying on NVIDIA.
Right.
The Steam Deck, released in 2022, is using AMD. Again, I like AMD better than NVIDIA right now, but I cannot deny that the parts in the Steam Deck are worse than the parts in the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
At this moment. Now, when Valve creates the Steam Deck 2, would that be better? Probably.
No, yeah, I would assume it is better, but again, it'll probably also cost more.
Exactly. But at the same time, you're looking at a system that is, 2 or 3 years older than a Switch 2. There is going to be some part discrepancies that make the newer thing run better. It's not much better, but it still runs better.
Right.
Again, it really depends.
I still feel like I would go for a Steam Deck over a Switch 2, I'm going to be honest with you. Because again, I mean, like, what you're trading for and maybe a little bit of power. I don't know how, like, do you know what the disparity of power difference is?
No.
No? You don't have to look if you don't want to.
No, I'm not looking it up.
My personal opinion would be that any disparity in power would be beaten out by the fact that you get more abilities with it. I mean, like, my Steam Deck, just with what I've been able to program on mine with your help, there's a lot of games I can play on there. I mean, I have access to Steam's entire library, and
it's still a great emulation machine.
Yeah, and with some help, I'm sure that, like, there's a lot of games that, like, I can play on there. I'm sure even Switch games, you know? Funny
absolutely.
Enough.
No, you absolutely
Probably
can.
not to the same power or capability, but, like, it will still run. So I think that I'm not going to say that the price increase makes it more worth it, because I'll be honest, it
really doesn't.
It doesn't. No, it really doesn't, and that's the sucky thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, regardless, I think that I would still go with the Steam Deck.
Now, there is some benefits here, as you mentioned, like the Switch 2. Oh, you're buying a Switch 2 to play Nintendo games. Oh, you're buying a PS5 Pro to play Sony games. You're buying a Series X, maybe to play Microsoft games, Xbox. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing with that.
Right.
But a Steam Deck can play the handful of Sony games that are on there. It can play the handful of Xbox games that are on there. It can play
It can get on
the
there, yeah.
giant Steam library that you might have. It can also do emulation. It can also be a computer. It can also do so much more. And I think as far as value is concerned, it is probably better than the PS5 and Series X. Now, I will say, if emulation is not your thing and you want to play Nintendo games the proper way, I'm not going to tell you not to go buy a Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
It is a cheaper option. If that's all you want to do with it, Switch 2 is a fantastic option for you. But if you're in it for like the more, again, the Steam Deck, the Project Helix, the next Xbox system is actually part of the reason why Sony is not going forward with single player games on PC anymore. Because they don't want people outside the Sony ecosystem to have their games.
Right.
Especially Microsoft. Now, Microsoft has the opportunity here to do something really, really funny. And be like, oh, well, you're taking Sony games away from PC players to spite us because it was leaked that our new system is going to have innate Steam support.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be real funny if we stopped publishing our games on PlayStation. To be fair, I actually think there are rumors that Xbox is talking about bringing back exclusivity themselves.
Are they really?
Yes.
What? Okay.
I mean, to be fair, that might help Xbox.
Exclusivity always helps a company out, but you run the risk of is Xbox even publishing consoles these days?
Yes. It's called the
Are they
Series
still gonna...
X and the Series S.
That's not what I meant. I'm saying, are they going to make a new console?
Yes. It has been leaked that the Project Helix is the new system that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be more PC-like than a console, so I think they probably took inspiration from Valve and maybe leaning towards maybe more like what the Steam machine is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of hints that they are updating Windows 11. I hate that. Windows 11 or maybe Windows 12 to be more like a gaming operating system, and I really hope they don't, because they should have learned that lesson from Windows 8. But I digress.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. But I mean, right now, the only one that we don't know if they're doing a new console is PlayStation with a PS6. Will they?
Mm-hmm.
Probably. But as it stands, Sony's the one being left behind as far as we're aware.
That's kind of funny.
Even though they now have a $900 PS5 Pro that doesn't even include the friggin' disk drive. Because they always want you to go digital completely.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny is that reminds me. I remember seeing a story where a guy bought a console and he bought like 3 or 4 games in addition to it. And everybody was pointing out how it didn't have the disc array, and he just bought like the discless thing. I thought that was so sad.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, absolutely.
Oh. You will own nothing and be... You know what's funny is this really like ties into
the discussion on Twitter with the whole like VTuber artist and rigging discussion.
Yeah, that's literally the thing I was making a video on. I'll have to edit it tomorrow.
No, yeah.
It is really funny seeing how artists are emulating corporations, and they get really pissed off when you tell them that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. No, you're right. Like, it's a matter of like availability in the end. As far as like the own nothing, like you will own nothing and you'll be happy. These companies are definitely doing that. And I know Valve in themselves isn't wanting to push that, but they kind of have to with how literally everyone is pushing that on them.
I don't think they're pushing it. I think they're just trying to do... I think they're literally just like, guys, we won't make money on this. We will not be able to sell these if we don't, like, charge some kind of money for this. You know, I think that's probably what they're doing. I can't really blame them for that, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, exactly.
Construction. Oh my gosh.
No, exactly. Anyway, so Tim Sweeney's comment says, everyone's being too harsh here. There has been a significant rise in the cost of components that Steam customer spending ultimately funds. The economic trends have created severe disruptions in the component parts supply chain for mega yachts. Tim, that's not the win you think it is, buddy. Again, I'm not saying that Valve is in the right, because I think maybe the OLED 1 terabyte may be a bit too much in cost. Maybe. But buddy, you're the one shilling out for Disney. You're the one shilling out for like every exclusivity mark under the sun and trying to go to court over shit that Sony, that Apple, that Google, that like all these companies do. And it's
definitely not the win he thinks it is. I think he forgets that he himself is also a CEO. The difference is he's also way more unlikable than Valve is. I think people are disappointed in Valve, but I also think other people are like, I guess I get it,
Yeah.
I think way more people are more understanding to Valve than they are not
the fact
understanding.
That Valve took this long to increase the price, despite the shortages, and this is the first price increase. I don't count like the OLED versions replacing the LED versions as a price increase, because it was essentially like going from the Switch to the Switch OLED.
Uh-huh.
So it's like technically a relaunch of the system with better parts.
Right.
So if we don't count that as a price increase, this is the first price increase, and I can't get overly mad at Valve for doing that, especially with the shortages.
I think, again, people have to get mad at the people that are causing the shortages.
Yep. And that's one thing that people are being like, well, Gabe Newell did do stuff with like ChatGPT and Sam Altman back in like 2018. But it's like, yeah, that's because Gabe Newell thought that AI might have a place as a tool in the future, which guess what is what people want it to be and not what it actually has been turned into.
Mm-hmm.
Again, his whole thing is he wanted it to be a tool. Guess where we are?
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, you let off half your company and fired someone with cancer. I think Valve's thing is more unavoidable than the goofs in Epic made. Yeah, I agree. I think this was an inevitability with the Steam Deck. Again, I think maybe the amount that they increased the price is maybe a bit much, because it's like $250 increase for the 512 version and then a $350 price increase for the 1 terabyte. Those are pretty hefty jumps.
I would say that the SSD is probably the biggest reason why.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you get a complete breakdown of the cost of things, you don't really know why things cost the way they do.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Festival 5, it is also that Valve said prices are going up because memory costs more directly. Everyone else is going with a form of market conditions line. Yeah, Valve has been at least honest with the whole, like, it's RAM shortages. Welcome, Ichika. Nice to meet you.
They are
This
definitely
is
the
my first
most
time here.
honest.
Greetings from Japan. Well, I hope Japan is fun. I'm sure you live there, so.
They are definitely the most honest when it comes to that.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to say, because I have my reservations with Valve, mostly because they exist in Seattle. And
It's
Seattle.
not like, I mean, like, a shitty reason to get upset at them, I'm going to be honest, especially with all the good they do.
No, that's fair. That's very fair. That is incredibly fair. I get that. So, obviously, so the I'm blanking on the fucking name. The community note. He is clearly mocking with the management decision of Valve about the price increase of the Steam Deck to gain engagement, while Epic Games under his leadership has faced repeated mismanagement, major layoffs of almost 830 staff in 2023, and over 1,000 more in March 2026. Yeah. Meanwhile, Valve is able to pay for several mega yachts. Sorry, Gabe Newell specifically, able to pay for several mega yachts. Valve as a company able to literally pay for the healthcare of all their employees, able to pay bonuses every year, mind you, and they don't actively go and fire employees. Like, when was the last time you remember a headline of Valve had to lay off X amount of employees?
I don't think they ever did they?
No. As far as I remember, they have not.
Then I think that Tim should probably keep his mouth shut.
It's like, buddy, you fired over 1,000 employees. Meanwhile, Valve is, everyone at Valve.
Didn't they give over $100,000 in bonuses at Valve?
They did, yes. Every employee at Valve can comfortably live. And Seattle's not a cheap state to live in.
Talk about investment, man.
Like, it's not as expensive as California or New York, but it's still not cheap.
I would just move out to the sticks, to be honest with you. Living on that, I imagine they probably need them in office.
Yeah,
but,
a lot of Valve is in office. Not everyone, but a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know. I think the whole Tim Sweeney thing is probably like, buddy, maybe you need to
let him
stop.
dig his. Don't ever stop idiots when they're in the process of committing a mistake.
I mean, he doesn't stop committing mistakes. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. As far as I'm aware, he has not said anything about the whole Lords of the Fallen 2 stuff.
Remind me.
Well, Lords of the Fallen 2 was basically paid for to be exclusive by Epic, to be exclusive for Epic, and then that caused major backlash with Lords of the Fallen 2 because Epic basically funded the production of Lords of the Fallen 2, and they specifically made mention of that in several dev blogs about Lords of the Fallen 2. And at that point, people were like, "Oh, we're gonna boycott this game now because it's exclusive on Epic." People were looking like Epic just bought the exclusivity. At least in this case, they actively paid for a lot of the development costs. So I wouldn't be overly mad about Lords of the Fallen 2 being on Epic because of that.
Right.
It's not like they just bought exclusivity. Like, they actively helped fund the game. But Lords of the Fallen 2, the devs actively paid, as far as I'm aware, paid to get out of that exclusivity deal with Epic. So now the game is going to every platform.
No, you know what? That brings up a good point. I wonder why he hasn't brought that up.
Exactly. I really want to know the behind-the-scenes deal with that. Obviously, we're probably never going to learn that one, but it'd be nice. But as far as the Steam Deck price increase, there really isn't much to go on besides that.
I mean, we talked about it for a decent chunk of time, so I'd say that we
now
got plenty of mileage out of talking about it.
There was this last thing that I wanted to bring up from Pirate Nation. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney is getting backlash after attacking Gabe Newell following the Steam Deck OLED price hike, saying he needs the money to pay to buy more super yachts. Valve says the increases are due to rising RAM and SSD component costs, but Sweeney wasn't buying it. Pirate Nation added this excerpt after the fact. He DM'd me after I tweeted about Steam Deck prices. I told him something so people would hate less on him, like more support for Linux instead of shitting on it, and also improving the Epic Game Store to start. Damn.
Wait, he... Oh, that's funny.
Tim is all kinds of mad.
You DM'd this guy just to say that?
Yes.
That's amazing.
So, guess which one is winning more?
Probably not Tim.
Probably not Tim. Oh well. Sucks to be Tim.
I remember a couple of years ago when you and partially me, I guess, were talking about this guy, and we weren't simping for him, but you were talking about how you were like, oh, it's good that he's suing Apple, all that kind of shit. And now it's just he's eroded everybody's goodwill.
He has. He really has. because he just
I remember
can't
you were just
stop
like,
opening
"Oh,
his
we
mouth.
love." Well,
opening his
we
mouth.
love. Well, it's just I just remember how you're like, "Oh, I love free games," but like Tim Sweeney has just made it to like, I don't really care.
I mean, when it comes to a point of like a free game comes out on Epic and then people flock to Steam to buy that free game.
Yeah.
Just saying, there's a reason for that.
No, you're not. You're not wrong. Like you are legitimately correct on that. I just think it's funny. Like Tim Sweeney literally. I mean, like I agree with Mizu. It's a definitely unsustainable business model, and it's just like hoping or not begging, like banking on one game to like fund your entire lifestyle. It's kind of similar to just how
also,
you know, VTubers like try and use one source of revenue to make money. It's just like, no, you
exactly.
gotta prepare for.
If
You know,
Epic
multiple
wanted to make
things.
more money, what they should do is stop buying out games like Rocket League and Fall Guys and let these games also coexist on Steam. Like, if you already have Rocket League and Fall Guys on Steam, you can continue playing it there, but you can't buy it there anymore. Which is really stupid. And then, not only that, but they pretty much kind of shut down both those games and then funneled them into Fortnite, which also then got shut down.
Yeah.
Like, you never hear anyone talk about those two games anymore because Epic bought them and then pretty much killed them. Don't forget, Gabe also funds oceanic deep trench research. He took a yacht and refurbished it into a research station. Exactly. It's not like he's just buying yachts for the sake of having yachts. I mean, he kind of is, but also not exclusively that. There is a minor flex there.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you, I'm pretty sure he lives on his several yachts. So, like, at
Just
some,
imagine that, living on the yachts that you own.
yeah. Like, he used to,
Kind of based behavior, not gonna lie.
he might still have his house in New Zealand, but as far as I'm aware, he does just live on his yachts now.
I mean, if you could live on your super boat that you used to do research and it has like 40 different computers in it to play video games,
Mm-hmm.
you can't tell me you wouldn't enjoy that.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Here we go. The Witcher 3's new DLC is officially confirmed for 2027. So The Witcher 3 is getting a new DLC.
Already?
Already? Akko, you do realize The Witcher 3's been out for 12 years, right?
I know, right?
12 years after its launch, it looks like The Witcher 3's new DLC has been officially confirmed. While there have been rumors about more content for the beloved RPG, it's officially been confirmed. Developer CD Projekt Red has announced the new Song of the Past expansion for the game, which will release 11 years after its second expansion, Blood and Wine. In a recent post by their official Witcher account on X, the DLC was announced, reading, "The brand new expansion for The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, will take you to the path of with Geralt of Rivia once more." It's being coded out with Fool's Theory. I've actually never heard of Fool's Theory. What have they done?
Here's my question. They're still working on another game, right?
Witcher 4. And then Cyberpunk 2. What the fuck are you?
Obviously, that's
creature.
Dom.
It's Dom.
That's Dom. Exactly. Just say, Dom, it's you.
I'm gonna take this real quick.
Listen, the hand is literally Dom. No, the hand isn't Dom, but the hand is like Malice pointing to him.
Sorry, I just had to send that to Dom while we were thinking about it. That's great.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Anyway, it's being coded up with Fool's Theory and coming to PC, Xbox, and PlayStation in 2027. Stay tuned for more on information in late summer. Fool's Theory is a studio that includes several Witcher 3 veterans and previously released the Thaumaturge in 2024. From the name of the DLC, it sounds like it might be a prequel. With the news that The Witcher 4 is in the works, many have speculated that the next DLC for Witcher 3 will help bridge the gap between the third and fourth installments. as the fourth sees us focusing on Ciri's story instead of our usual protagonist, Geralt. Unfortunately, there's not much information about the DLC, however, fans are excited given the comments from the official post. The Witcher account commented on their own post saying they have to update their system requirements on PC to ensure smooth performance and compatibility going forward, which means those who are running the game on Windows 10 will need to update to Windows 11 to keep playing. So it's not going to still be an intensive game. Like, it's like, oh, you can still run a GTX 1660 or a Radeon RX 5500 XT. Like, it's not going to be an intensive game. But, like by modern
yeah, because this game is
standards.
like, as you said, this game is like 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's been that long since the last Witcher game.
Fool's Theory is part of the old CPR narrative team that the CEO drove off with their DEI investors. Okay, so they're basically CDPR under a different name. That's interesting. I mean, I do hope the DLC is good. I do hope it is able to kind of fix the issues specifically, like, with our narrative concerns for Witcher 4 based on what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, why is Ciri here? We don't know. And maybe this will explain things, I hope. We'll see. Because it's like, why isn't Geralt here? Maybe Geralt dies in this expansion. Maybe he retires. Maybe something happens. We'll find out when the DLC comes out. I need to play Witcher 3. But I'm also like, I've tried playing Witcher 1 and 2. I've even tried playing a little bit of 3, and it just hasn't clicked with me.
Mm-hmm.
The good narrative team are the ones making the Blood of the Dawnwalker. I've heard that game is interesting. So, I don't know. We'll see. I just think this is really interesting news for The Witcher as a game.
Especially after 13 years.
Yeah, exactly. Now, obviously,
I mean,
since that time and now, obviously, the game has gotten woke. Or not the game. The company. Not the game.
Right.
So, we'll see. I heard the controls for Witcher 1 are awful. Oh, they are horrible. Quick question. As a broke bitch, I just bought the game, the complete edition. Do I have to buy these DLCs? Song of the Past you will have to buy. But, basically, if you want an example of how this is going to operate, basically look at Borderlands 2. When Borderlands 3 was coming out, there was the, Commander Lilith in the Fight for Sanctuary DLC, which kind of was that lead-in to Borderlands 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of suspect that's pretty much what this is going to be.
Oh, you think this will be the handoff moment?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the whole point of this DLC is to kind of explain why we're playing as Ciri in 4. Whether they're able to succeed in telling that story and convince us to go play 4, we'll find out when the DLC comes out.
I'm still a little afraid, based off of how they made her look in 4, that she, I don't know. I'm just a little afraid still. Now, granted, I have never played the series, so maybe I'm just crazy. But I'm just kind of worried.
Right. That's understandable. I don't blame you for that, actually. You'll really put the witch in Witcher, Geralt to Ciri. I mean,
indeed.
To be fair, like, we have speculation of how Ciri's a Witcher, but we don't really know the details of it, and maybe this DLC will kind of explain the details.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes us, like, go from the perspective of, like, oh, okay, now that you're telling me, I kind of understand. I don't think they're going to convince people, though. I think if you're looking at people who are exclusively looking at, like, the books, no. It's not going to go well. Because at some point, CDPR just has some creative liberty. And even to the point of, I believe the creator of The Witcher has already said he does not like the creative liberty that CDPR does have with it.
Oh, that's right. I think I did hear something about that. So it's really just a case of the guy who originally made it kind of stuck with the people who made it, or the people who own it, excuse me, doing whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the books only have male witchers. Yep. So, Blood of the Dawnwalker started as this pitch DLC for The Witcher 3, where Geralt is forcibly made a vampire. I mean, that'd be interesting, but it also is weird narratively for The Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
The books end at the start of Witcher 1. Oh, really? Okay. So that does mean the creative liberty that CDPR does kind of have is like, well, you haven't written anything new for us to work off of.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, you do kind of need to take creative liberty. I hate to use an example because Toyotaro is like, he is Toriyama's successor when it comes to Dragon Ball. But there does come a point when he will have to take his own creative liberties with Dragon Ball now that Toriyama is no longer with us. The author is pretty is also a petty bastard because he didn't get a lot of money from the initial deal because he thought games were stupid. Well, they are Polish, and Polish people can be interesting. Not all of them, just some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Toriyama, I figure we should probably talk about this today. Dragon Quest 12 had some news this week.
That's the new one, right?
That is the new one. That was announced a few
Okay.
years ago, and we pretty much have heard nothing since. Back then, it was named the Flames of Fate. Dragon Quest 12 has been renamed to from the Flames of Fate to Beyond Dreams. The development team restarted the entire project from scratch after encountering major hurdles, which means the game will be delayed even further. But they also gave us a full-on trailer. This is our protagonist. Fine, you know what? Fine. I hate the quality of this. Here, we'll just pull up the actual Dragon Quest post. We're proud to announce Dragon Quest 12 Beyond Dreams, and this is our protagonist of the game. To some people, I basically said he looks awful. He looks high. He looks like he's like a bastardized version of Toriyama's designs.
Maybe I'm crazy. I don't see it.
I don't see it either, but the actual premise they gave us for this game is when the protagonist, this guy, goes to sleep, he is basically in a waking dream.
Okay.
So he's basically kind of like telling the future as far as we're understanding from what they told us. Like it's kind of like a level of foresight. But they also did mention something in like the stream where that was basically like, well, could it be like he's dreaming of like a perfect world, or is it a world of darkness? Which might imply that it might be like some like waking nightmare that he's having. And if he looks tired or looks stoned,
It's very Final Fantasy-esque, I'm going to be real
like
with you.
I'm also just saying it's like that could also be part of his whole design of like he just looks like dead inside. Like if you're not getting sleep, I'll tell you right now, you're going to feel dead inside. We also got other images. Some people think this is all the protagonist as well in the dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Which this is very Toriyama designed. This
100%.
This is very Toriyama. We also got our new main female character, which very Toriyama. Highly approve of her design.
That is yes, I agree.
Very Toriyama. And then we got our new robot, which is again very Toriyama.
You know,
No.
I agree with you that I need to watch Dragon Ball Z. Maybe with you, or maybe Mizu can like drag me. And
Well,
then you can join
I
us.
know I wanted to do it. I know a few people like Kendra was like, please let me know when we finally sit you down to watch Dragon Ball. Like I want in.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something we'll probably end up doing. I will talk with Mizu and seeing maybe if we can like rotate movie nights or something like that on Mondays.
Because like I am looking at the designs and I'm just like, I guess I just am not one that understands, you know.
Oh, is that why I always feel dead inside? Yes. Not enough sleep.
Yes.
So people are obviously saying, like this guy right here, like No Bark Noonan. No idea who the hell that is, but I saw the comment. I wanted to talk about it. Restarted development, ugly character designs, and a minor spinoff announced, all for the 40th anniversary. What an L.
I don't get it. How are these not ugly. These look like his design. Again, I'm not a Dragon Ball guy, but like these are his designs, it feels like.
So I'm gonna pull up the actual trailer because I want you to see what we were shown. And we're not going to play the audio on stream because I think that's insane. Where here, we'll take the GameSpot one. You want to finish loading? There we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of calories in this burrito.
Here, we'll just make that bigger. Like, this is gorgeous. And don't worry, you can hear it, they can't hear it. We're fine.
I mean, I'm not streaming, so I don't care.
I know. But like, I like his design. His design is very clean.
Is it the hair? Is that what people
It might
hate?
be the hair. But I don't think his design is ugly. In fact, nothing about this looks ugly. This looks like Dragon Quest to me.
Right.
So I don't see what people are saying, like, oh, this looks horrible. Like, having played some Dragon Quest games, this feels authentically Dragon Quest. I don't know what people are looking for with this. Like, I guess I see what they're looking for with this, but I'm also like, I also don't see, it's like, the character designs are not ugly. Like, I understand if you don't like the character designs, but I don't think anything here is ugly or DEI from what I'm seeing. Like, the female character, she's hot. Like, she's not, like, showing her tits out, like, you know, you can see the, like, the boob line or anything like that, or, like overly voluptuous. But she doesn't look ugly. She doesn't look like...
Is this a case of Temp liking weird things? Or are people just, like, freaking out for no reason?
I think people are freaking out for no reason. Well, okay, it's not for no reason. Dragon Quest, when it got its HD 2D, like Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, they did censor a lot of Toriyama's designs. To basically be less sexualized. Because you gotta remember that Toriyama, like, he drew naked women. Like, obviously, what artist in Japan does not draw naked women? And a lot of his stuff, like, he literally has a character in Dragon Ball that gets, like, genuine, like, horny. Like, Master Roshi. Like, you commonly see him, like, with, like, bloody noses because women are hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is very much just one of those things that he's into. Or he was into, really.
He has a big forehead? No, he definitely does have a big forehead.
He does.
I don't disagree.
So, I did not hear anything of that, like, the censorship side of things when it came to the 1 and 2 HD 2D remakes. And I did hear some when it came to Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, which is the remake of 7.
Mm-hmm.
But this is an entirely new game, and they're kind of able to take liberties. I also want to bring something up as well. This is the first game officially coming out since Toriyama passed away. So obviously people are looking at it through a very fine-tooth comb of like, oh, now that he's passed away, they can take full creative liberties and destroy what he has done.
Mm-hmm. I don't think... do you really think that's what they're trying to do?
No, I don't. In fact, Square themselves, I think it was one of the developers, basically came out and said, no, everything here is done by Toriyama. Like, the character designs, the mechas, like everything, like Toriyama's usual stuff, he did this. He did all this before he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So, Toriyama has very much... Like, this is Toriyama. Yeah, if I remember, this was announced and was being worked on before his passing. Correct, it was. Obviously, they probably weren't able to do everything before he passed away, obviously, because they had to restart development.
Right.
So obviously they have to take some liberties, maybe like finish some designs or like take inspiration.
What I will say, just based off of what I'm looking at, you know, obviously people are allowed to like, people are allowed to be wary on something that is, I don't know, like the guy is dead now, and so they have to do the best they can. Obviously, you can judge it like as much as you want, but I would say give it a chance.
Yep.
Unless there is like a reason not to.
Exactly. Like if we see more later that hints at this, the problem is that some people are gonna be looking at things like censorship when these are all entirely new characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like there isn't anything here that you can go like, oh my god, this has been censored. How do you know that? These are new characters, these are new designs for these characters. These are not pre-existing ones that you can draw reference from to point out the inconsistencies with censorship. So you can't go on and say like, oh my god, you know, X character doesn't have her tits hanging out, that's clearly censorship. Or that was a design decision. You know, because again, if you look at like Dragon Ball after like several years, like when Toriyama was in his 60s, some of these things are toned down.
Right.
I also want to add, and they mentioned specifically that there was development hurdles, and which is part of the reason why they restarted development. Since Dragon Quest XII was announced to now, they changed CEOs. The only thing that has come out that is a major deal since Kiryu-san took over Square Enix is Dawn Trail. Now what I say there is technically a mark against him.
Record.
That's not a good track record. But I also would like to remind you that there is actual evidence that these investor companies like BlackRock and Vanguard hate him and want him gone.
Right.
There's a reason for that. So this is, as far as I'm aware, probably going to be the first game that we're seeing since Kiryu-san took over as for Square Enix, and not like a remnant, like Dragon Quest 3 or like 1, 2, and 3 remakes were.
Mm-hmm.
Even Dawn Trail was started before he took over. And you could definitely tell in Dawn Trail that things got better.
Well, did they get better because of him, or did they get better because everybody realized that if they don't fix it?
It could be both.
Fair.
Again, we're not going to really see things until we start seeing new projects come out of Square. That is entirely when he is the, you know, CEO of the company. And I think that is partially the reason why we're seeing that this game restarted development. Because they also had a pipeline where they basically stopped releasing major games for several years, minus, you know, stuff already in the pipeline. Like, again, the HD 2D games, Dawn Trail, 7 remakes, etc. But we haven't seen anything for Kingdom Hearts 4 in several years. This is the first time we're seeing Dragon Quest 12 in several years.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is definitely some underlying, like, response to Kiryu taking over Square Enix. Who's in charge of making more DBZ Dragon Quest now? Dragon Quest is still Square Enix.
Is it under his son or something?
No, that is a misconception. Toriyama's son pretty much just has no hand in a lot of this.
Okay. Didn't he pass it off to somebody though?
As far as Dragon Ball's concerned, it is Toyotaro writing it now. Of course, that requires Shueisha and Toei to let him write the fucking book, because they're not letting him write the book. Dragon Ball's been pretty much dead in the water for several years since Toriyama's passing.
Has it really been that long already?
It has. It's been a couple years now. Wow. And again, like, they did say that 12 is still several years off of, like, release. So, like, I would not be surprised if this was, like, a 2028 game or 2029. But I think they because it's the 40th anniversary, that is a milestone year. They needed to show something, to show that this game wasn't dead. And I'm glad they are showing us something now. Because if they didn't, Dragon Quest, as far as people would be concerned, could be dead. Of course.
Right.
Without the
Well,
remakes.
here's the question. When do you sunset a series after a creator for it passes? Or do you try and keep it alive forever?
I think there is a case, because Toriyama was never the writer for Dragon Quest. He was only the artist. And there are plenty of people that can emulate his style. Again, Toyotaro is a great example. He is the writer now and the artist behind the Dragon Ball manga. And he can almost perfectly emulate Toriyama's designs. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised at all if maybe some of what we're seeing in this trailer may be Toyotaro.
Stuff?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I mean, I don't object to that. Again, my only mild concern is just that, like, again, I am worried about, like, how long do you keep a series alive after one of the people that, like, made it a thing is gone?
Two of the people that made it are dead now. Toriyama and Sugiyama.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah. So Sugiyama is, I could be saying his name wrong, was the composer behind Dragon Quest. Obviously, again, music is one of those things you can still kind of emulate closely, so long as the person doing it knows what they're doing. The same thing with Toriyama's art style. Okay. But these two people were involved in the original development of Dragon Quest when it first came out. Look at The Simpsons. Yeah, Pokemon should have been sunset a long time ago. Agreed. The industry also hates crediting Toyotaro, so I believe it. Yeah, the industry hates Toyotaro for some reason.
Wait. Is the owner of Pokemon, like, or the creator of Pokemon dead?
No, he might be retired. I don't remember. Again, all things in Nintendo just seem to be like lots of old farts that probably should just stop.
Fair.
So, I don't know. I wanted to talk about Dragon Quest because I feel like a lot of what the complaints are saying are just giant nothing burgers. Until we see more out of this game, it's like these things are, you know, there could be some changes they make in future trailers. There could be story decisions they change. You know, again, these games are, as they said, probably a few years out still.
Mm-hmm.
But based on what I'm seeing here, Dragon Quest as a franchise is still, like, you can see its roots.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people are saying that they have Final Fantasy Dragon Quest, but one, it's,
I mean, it was probably
Dragon Quest
Final
has
Fantasy
always kind of been Final
ago.
Fantasy, but Toriyama. In a similar way of, like, Kingdom Hearts is like, it's Final Fantasy, but Disney. So it's not inherently wrong. I think what people might be equating that to is like, oh, it's going to be an action RPG because of how we see him running here. But there's no indication that this game is an action RPG like Final Fantasy has become or like Kingdom Hearts is. I think if they did make Dragon Quest an action RPG like modern Final Fantasy, then you're going to start having some people complaining. But I think for right now, a lot of the complaining is just a giant nothing burger. I think Masuda got pushed out or moved on to non-Pokemon games. Oh, Masuda did get pushed out because current Pokemon devs were hating his decisions. But when he got pushed out, Pokemon started going down the tube.
Mm-hmm.
So, shocker. Toriyama probably has a ton of assistants who can draw just like him. And even then, Toriyama has like 7 different art styles over the decades. Exactly. So, oh no. Anyway.
Yeah.
Ain't the opposite. Dragon Quest created the genre, and the first Final Fantasy was just a clone from DQ. Maybe. I forget which one came first, Dragon Quest 1 or Final Fantasy 1. Pokemon is only good when it's outsourced these days. Yeah. He's gone from producer to supervisor. And guess why Pokemon went bad? So, I don't know.
Didn't they do that because they weren't really happy with him like telling everybody what to do?
Yeah, pretty much. Which is just like, oh no, you don't want the producer of these games to tell people what to do with the game he's producing. Are you retarded? Devastator for 2 Canadian. Dragon Quest XI has the option to swap between turn-based and action. Yes, it does. And I think that is a fairly decent... like if you want action RPG, I think leaving that there, but having the option for turn-based is also a good thing. Masuda got pushed out of Pokemon when X and Y didn't live up to Nintendo's inflated sales projections. Yeah. Yeah, that I remember. So, I don't know. But that is just one of the things I wanted to talk about today. This was interesting. Did you see this?
What's this?
So, this was J.K. Simmons, the actor behind, obviously, you know, J. Jonah Jameson in the Sam Raimi movies. He played him in the MCU as well.
Oh,
the guy, like, he voices Invincible. He's
way too old for that to like.
Yeah, he's much older now than he was then. But they played a bit at one of the baseball games recently where they had someone in a Spider-Man costume sitting behind him.
He looks so old. Holy shit.
He's actually in very good shape. But he primarily does animation work now.
Well, I was gonna be like, at least in the Spider-Man movies, which was like, what, close to 20 years at this point?
It's more than, it feels like more than that anyway. They were early 2000s. It's just the beard. It is just the beard.
It's probably just makeup, which is why I'm confused.
Well, no. So from what I understand of J.K. Simmons, he's kind of like another Keanu Reeves, essentially, where he doesn't like live in giant mansions. Like people like for where he lives, from what I've heard, is that people will commonly see him just like on like riding bikes or, you know, out, you know, jogging or running, you know, just, you know, working out. Like he doesn't just go to like these massive like parties or whatever. He like, you constantly see him just kind of like mingling with the rest of society. You know, very much Keanu Reeves-esque.
He sounds like a chill guy.
Yeah. He lives like any other average Joe. He does. Yes. Of course, it's hard to talk about actors these days because you kind of know the filth they get into. So I'm not going to say he's innocent, but, you know, who knows? That old man could be anyone in chat, even more than one at the same time. Yeah, he could. He kind of
looks. It kind of looks like, oh fuck, what's his name? The guy that did Santa Claus.
I mean, actually, he did play Santa Claus at one point.
Did he really?
Yes.
Fair.
He has kind of like that current modern day Mel Gibson look to him.
He kind of does. I agree.
So
he voices No, yeah, I mean, I do seem to recall that. Yeah.
Yeah. He was I forget the name of the character, Tension or whatever, in The Legend of Korra. He's obviously Omni-Man in Invincible lately. So like he's still acting. It's just he's not doing like major like stunts anymore. It's just like it's smaller things or animations.
Mm-hmm.
He played as Santa in the movie with The Rock. That was it. Yeah, I've heard that movie was shit. But of course, it's The Rock. He reminds me of Mel Gibson in Fat Man. Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Jeez. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
It's kind of a cute little moment, you know.
It is. I don't know. I thought this one, this was obviously set up. At least.
Oh yeah, I would be surprised if it wasn't set up.
Imagine if like he didn't know. Like it'd be really funny if he didn't know, but he played along with the bit. But he very likely knew the bit. J.K. Simmons would make a really good villain character. I mean, he technically plays one with
J. Jonah
Omni-Man.
Jameson is kind of like not a villain, but he's more like an anti-hero.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy. He just hates Spider-Man. And even then, like, there have been moments in the comics where they're like, okay, no, I understand more. Like, there are some points in the comics where he knows Peter is Spider-Man.
Oh, excuse me.
So you've heard about the stuff going on with Bowie knife, right? I figured chat would get mad if we didn't talk about this tonight.
I've heard about it roughly.
In Forza Horizon 6, players keep running into an extremely aggressive AI driver called Bowie Knife 99. The drivatar is known for constantly smashing into other cars, causing huge crashes, and ruining races for everyone else. Even though many players find it frustrating, Bowie Knife 99 has turned into a popular meme in the community and is now seen as the game's most infamous villain. So, Bowie Knife 99, from as far as I'm aware, was just a regular guy. Like, here, I'm going to pull up this one from, his name is Frosty. B Bowie Knife 99, just a guy with an Xbox, buys Forza Horizon 6 on launch day, drive like you always do, like a lunatic, ram, swerve, and pit maneuver strangers in the walls. The drivatar system silently records every felony, uploads an AI clone of your driving into the cloud, deploys hundreds of views into other people's races 24/7. Within days, thousands cry about you on Reddit, X, and Steam. The community calls you the Herobrine of Forza. Official Xbox UK tweets Happy Bank Holiday Monday to everyone except Bowie Knife 99. A fan opens a fake
Forza.
X account in your name to taunt your victims. Thousands of players are at war with hundreds of clones of you, and you don't even know any of this is happening. So, as far as I'm aware, what happened with this is this guy was just playing the game when it came out, and the game basically made ghosts of him.
Okay, so he's obviously just one person, but multiple people have been trying to, like...
No. Ghosts are like AI. Like the,
Okay.
Like, it's the
okay,
game
understood. Okay,
having taken his, like, what he did with driving and basically translated it to, like, AI or NPC drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So, inadvertently, he, caused this shitstorm. And it's hilarious.
Okay.
In fact, this account, VX Underground, I'm sure some people have heard of him. This is an excellent example of AI training poisoning. Microsoft's Forza Horizon series contains drivatars. These are bots which train off your data. They learn how you drive and behave. They use your Xbox Live gamer tag. This technology exists to give single-player and story mode missions a more authentic feel. Unbeknownst to Microsoft at the time, there is a player named Bowie Knife 99. This player is incredibly aggressive, oftentimes intentionally targets players, helps random other players. They basically don't follow the rules for anything. This player is incredibly chaotic. Microsoft has been training off of this deranged person's behavior. Recently, Forza Horizon 6 players have encountered this AI drivatar. People have been angry online about it. This AI agent has been intentionally targeting players, crashing into them, intentionally crashing the entire race, or ruining the race for everyone, including the other AI agents. The chaos has gotten to such an extreme, people are making meme compilations about this AI agent. TLDR, some random guy named Bowie Knife 99 is such a crazy player. Unironically, their AI agent is running the Forza Horizon 6 experience. It plays like an angry younger brother.
That's kind of funny.
It's very funny.
This guy's AI that is unintentional is fucking with everybody. I have seen people... excuse me. I have seen people talk about, not just people, like actual accounts from different... What do you want to say? I've just seen multiple people from different social medias that use him as like a meme and it's reinvigorated the silence brand meme, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Noir for 5. I stand with Bowie Knife 99 as someone whose car tagging game is Burnout 3 and drives like it. Oh no. Translation, boohoo, OP is upset about a drivatar being a copy of a guy playing how he wanted to play. Exactly. And to the point,
I do think that's funny that a guy is playing wildly and insane, and people now have to deal with his wild, insane chicanery.
Yeah, it's funny.
Couldn't you just choose to race without them on?
I don't know. Maybe you could, but I'm not 100% certain if that is like something you can do. I have not heard any other developments on this besides just, hey, it's people talking about like this. This I felt was the best stuff for him that I found.
Is it really an AI cryptid chat if it's just a recording of how you drive?
Forza Horizon 6 is surprisingly one of those games. Imagine if it was like a industry plant kind of game, like Mixtape or whatever, and it uses its AI to figure out how people actually drive. So like when you have like your self-driving cars, it takes that into account. Oh god. And then they had to like can maybe several projects because of Bowie Knife. It's like, oh no, this is bad.
That would be kind of funny.
His creature has taken form. The way Bowie plays reminds me of how an old PS2 game I had called Destruction Derby, or something along the lines of that, would usually go in the single-player races. Do not put Bowie in a Waymo. Well, we go from one thing that's funny to one thing that is disturbing. Why did you go there? I don't want you to go there. I want you to go here. Stan Lee will return. 11 Labs has struck an expansive deal with Stan Lee Universe to add the late Marvel Comics writer's voice and likeness to its iconic marketplace, a collection of celebrity personalities and likenesses that companies can license for commercial use. No. Stop. Leave it alone.
You think that they shouldn't be able to do this?
I think, okay, there are different ways to put it. Digital necromancy, I don't like. I do not like digital necromancy. Unless it's given explicit permission by the person before they pass away.
What about the family? Shouldn't the family get to decide that for you?
I think that's also a fair discussion. Is like the family may not get to decide.
Probably what the family chose to do.
It probably is. So, like, one such thing I can think of is James Earl Jones, the voice actor for Darth Vader. He gave full-on permission to use his voice in AI because he knew that he wasn't going to live forever, and his voice is iconic to Darth Vader. And if you also just listen to Darth Vader's voice anyway, it pretty much is already a pseudo-AI. But in the case of, like, Facebook trying to make your dead relatives, you know, start talking to you again or stuff like this, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like it.
I unfortunately think it is just the future.
I think it is too.
AI Vader. Yeah, seeing AI Vader talk to Hatsune Miku is crazy.
That was funny. I will train my AI likeness to use at my gravestone. Don't forget how badly Stan Lee was treated near the end of his... Yeah. No, he was treated very poorly near the end of his life.
I mean, I'm not saying that, like, he wasn't. I'm just saying the family is probably going to do whatever they want with his body now. Or his memory, excuse me.
Have you heard of 2Y? No, I've never heard of 2Y. No. This is something I wanted to talk about. Why'd you go there again? Oh, you know, I had to fix YouTube because YouTube crashed on me. Persona 6 apparently got leaked this week.
Really?
Yeah, the internet is
know they
once
were
again
working on
losing
another
its
one.
mind over Persona 6, this time thanks to a new wave of alleged leaked character art and background images that recently surfaced online. Well, I'm not actually going to be showing any of the leaks because I don't want to ruin people's, like, potential experience with Persona 6. Because they are out there. What I have seen does not bother me.
When is it coming out?
We'll get into that. While Atlas still hasn't officially revealed the game, the new leak has sparked massive discussion across social media and gaming forums, especially among longtime Persona fans desperate for any real information. According to reports, the images first appeared on Chinese platforms like Douyin and Xiaohongshu, before quickly spreading elsewhere online. The leak supposedly originated from someone connected to an outsourced animation team working on the project. Things escalated even further after claims surfaced that the individual responsible was reportedly fined 100,000 RMB. I have no idea what RMB is.
This is in China. I am assuming it's some sort of Chinese currency.
Probably some Chinese currency, yeah. For distributing the material. The leaked images show two anime-style students in school uniforms. One appears to be a blonde male character with a bowl-cut hairstyle, while the other features a girl with a short black hair and red highlights underneath. Some players believe the background artwork hints at Yokohama setting due to the appearance of what looks like a railway station. What really sparked the rumors, however, was commentary from a well-known Atlas insider, Lolly Lo Alaulo, on Reset Era. The leaker, who previously shared accurate information related to Persona, Yakuza, and other Sega projects, claimed the designs are legitimate. They also clarified that the blonde-haired boy is actually Persona 6's protagonist, while the girl shown is not the main lead. Additional claims suggest Persona 6 is currently feature complete internally, but has been delayed to a 2027 release window. Other rumored details include the appearance of VTubers within the game's world. While the mascot character
Which
is
one?
Probably unique ones to specifically Persona. And I'm going to kind of get into my little theory about this very soon, because they kind of point to what my kind of thought process is with this. Hold on, my model locked up. While the mascot character is allegedly described as a choice rather than a traditional mascot companion like Morgana or Teddy. There's also discussions surrounding the artwork itself. While the character concepts are reportedly based on designs of longtime Persona artist Shigenori Sojima, some insiders claim the leaked illustrations were not directly drawn by him, which could explain slight stylistic differences noticed by fans online. As always with leaks, it's important to approach everything with caution until Atlas officially comments or reveals the game. This specific thing about VTubers. Every Persona game since Persona 3 has kind of had a separate world involved with dealing with the shadows, dealing with like the overall like major threat of the game.
Okay.
If VTubers is the way the choice they pick for maybe a lot of like our mascot character for this game, it's entirely possible the setting they have chosen for 6 is a more digital style world. Kind of maybe more akin to like Persona 4's Shadow Realm, which is the TV world.
Okay.
But if they choose a digital world, it's entirely possible said VTuber is maybe potentially an AI, or it's someone outside of this world, but is able to use their AI or their VTuber avatar because of maybe some like plot development thing that allows that AI or that avatar to be used in a more, I'm going to say combat-oriented manner, because again, Persona, JRPG.
Okay.
We'll see if that actually is the case. Or yeah, VTubers are going to be their personal avatars. That's also very plausible.
Funny.
That's that's very plausible too.
That would be very funny, and I kind of would be all for it, you know.
As far as I'm aware, I'm okay with that. One thing that was not mentioned though that I would love to point out is they said, according to this leak, Persona 6 is feature complete, which means we are very likely going to be having a release, or the game being officially announced soon. Maybe on Friday, by the way.
Why Friday?
Summer Game Fest is Friday.
Oh, okay.
And apparently there are, obviously, shocker, reveals planned for Friday, but the point stands is Persona 6, according to the leaks, is this is pretty much done.
Oh,
or at least most of the way done.
Jeez.
If that is the case, where is Persona 4 Remake? I have a sneaking suspicion Persona 4 Remake is imminent. Because if Persona 6 is a 2027 release title, where is Persona 4 Remake going to sit? And that's why I think we're probably looking at end of year 2026 or very early 2027. And if Persona 4 Remake is early 27, that would mean Persona 6 is potentially late 27, early 28. Again, that really depends on like when the game, like they choose to like announce when 4 is coming out. But I have a sneaking suspicion that we are looking at a Persona 4 Remake release in 2026. Which I can already tell you, chat. While I may not stream Persona 4 Remake, I will be discussing it in length because that game will have several eyes on it because of potential DEI changes. So, I don't know. I think I kind of agree with this. It has been like Persona 5 came out in 2017. It's been almost 10 years since 5 came out.
Has it really been that long?
Yes. 2027 will be 10 years.
You know what's crazy? Because of how many VTubers use that music like fucking annoyingly, it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
No, I
get
get
it. At least.
Well, it kind of hasn't been that long, but it also has been that long. The original base Persona 5 came out in 2017. But since then, they've released the Royal version, which has more content. They've released Strikers. They've released Tactics. They've released Persona Q2. They've been... They've released so many spin-offs or, enhancements to the original game that it still felt today. It's just the original Persona 5 was in fact, Nico's correct. 2016 in Japan, 2017 internationally. Correct. So, yeah, no, it's just the original game that's been that long, but not it's been kind of more recent. Like the Steam version for Persona 5. Let me double check this because I have it. 2022 is when it came out on Steam. So there is a reason it feels more fresh and like minds like yours. Because it's kind of still relevant. In a similar way that 4 was still relevant up until 5's release.
Right.
So, yeah. And Persona 5 was on the PS3. Yeah, it was. So, I don't know. I think we are probably imminently awaiting the announcement of 6. It's entirely possible as well that 6 could have been ready for 2026 as well, but maybe they're wanting to hold off, obviously, because of 4 Remake and GTA 6.
I would say GTA is a good reason to hold off.
Well, the Remake is also a good reason to hold off, admittedly, because they want to have a lot of eyes on the Remake. But Persona 4 Remake, as we've also discussed in the past, is going to be under heavy scrutiny. Like, even more scrutiny than Persona 3 Remake was. Because you obviously had the kanji story where it's like, oh, he's gay, but he's actually not gay. It's just, that storyline. Or Naoto, the whole trans potential thing with her. And I was talking about this with someone. It might have been Magma. Where I basically said, or we were basically kind of considering the idea that, it's entirely possible the Japanese version may not be touched. Obviously, there'll probably be, little tiny bits of, story dialogue changes here and there somewhere. But maybe, the overall thematic feel of the game does not change at all. Because, again, if you change Kanji and Naoto's story, that's going to butcher the entire game. Because how those stories end is essential to the narrative of 4.
Right.
But that doesn't mean the English localization may not be butchered. But it's entirely possible that Atlas, because again, Sega, as much as they've been problematic, is kind of more keenly aware of what happens on social media than other companies are.
How has how's that been, by the way, the localization stuff?
In what regard?
Just like in general.
It's been getting better, but not great. Like it's better than what it was, but it's still not great. Like I know some people complained about like the Monster Story 3 localization, even though I loved it. I thought that was fantastic. Requiem's has not been like Requiem's I thought was really good, but obviously some people complained about it. The same thing with Pragmata. There were obviously issues there, but again, nothing out of those 3 games ever felt woke with their localization.
That's fair.
I think a lot of the discussion has actually moved to Slay the Spire 2 with the Anita Sarkeesian stuff.
Okay.
Where it's like, it's less the localizers and more just these activists installing themselves in these companies, in these projects. And it's also entirely possible that the localizers are being careful because of, stuff like Crunchyroll. Because again, stuff like Crunchyroll or stuff like Genshin really had problems that localization as a whole is under a lot of scrutiny. So it's like maybe they're taking a break on how making it like, obviously things are changing drastically from the original version to the English translated version, but nothing has been inherently woke, at least this year that I found, outside of like the major games. At least the ones that I've played. Kanji, it's not gay to like feminine things. Naruto, I don't have to act like a man to be accepted in a masculine position. They're totally going to poison it. They probably will, at least in the English translation. But again, that's why 4 is going to be under a lot of scrutiny. It's also why I'm going to be playing it day 1, because 1, I've been kind of getting that itch for another JRPG recently, but I'm kind of holding off until 4 releases because I want to sink my teeth into that one.
And you just have to hope it's not.
Well, I'm expecting it to be, and that's why I'm probably going to end up making videos on it. But I need to play the game first to do that.
Fair.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I do think we're going to hear something out of Atlas this year, though, related to Persona. It's just a matter of when. I think, realistically, we'll hear about Persona 4 Remake at Summer Game Fest. We then might hear about Persona 6 at the Game Awards.
I forgot that's coming up. That's like only a couple months away now.
The Game Awards is 6 months away.
6 months, yeah.
Whereas Summer Game Fest is literally this upcoming Friday.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Did you see that the Crunchyroll store is shutting down the affiliate program today? No, but I'm not surprised. Not surprised in the slightest. But as far as this is concerned, obviously right now they want to focus on 4 Remake before they announce 6. Because if they announce 6 before the remake comes out, it's going to just dilute the potential sales for 4. So we're not even going to get a proper announcement for 6 until 4 comes out, which is why I'm thinking 6 will probably be announced at Summer Game Fest, because 4 Remake will very likely be out by then. Otherwise, we'll see.
We shall see indeed.
I saw this one. This one was interesting. I kind of wanted to bring it up. It's minor.
Okay.
Fangamer is starting to sell physical copies of Silksong.
Fangamer's the good one, right?
Fangamer has issues, but they tend to not stick their nose into like major issues. They tend to kind of keep their own lane, but they still have woke people within the company, obviously. Okay. But they're not limited run games bad.
Okay.
So if you wanted a copy of Silksong physically, hey, it's here. It's gonna come with a game manual, which is cool. Reversible cover art,
yeah,
and a full-on map of the game world.
Whew. Nice. That is pretty.
I wish this was cloth. It's not cloth. It's paper, and that bothers me. But it is still cool.
A reminder that they are working on the first DLC.
They are, which will probably get a release date at Summer Game Fest.
Maybe. We'll see.
Hollow Knight for
Hopefully.
PS5 and Switch 2. Yeah, so they also announced that Hollow Knight is getting a PS5 and Switch 2 versions as well for physical. Not Xbox for some reason.
I like how it's $35.
Yeah, I don't know why the Switch 2 version is 40 where the PS5 version is 35. That's weird. The Switch 2 cost could just be Nintendo forcing like a certain price on them.
Well, remember, it is a cartridge.
Oh, you know, wait, hold on. You bring up a really good point. Okay. Includes a Switch 2, a Switch game, and Switch 2 edition upgrade pack. Okay, so this is like if you wanted to buy Hollow Knight for the Switch 1, you could buy the Switch 2 like box, and then if you bought a Switch 2, you could just use that same one and upgrade to the Switch 2 version. Okay.
Right.
Cool. I actually like that. That's really good. Good on Fangamer and Team Cherry for that one.
I like how they like also plays on the Switch.
Yeah.
I already own Hollow Knight on the Switch, so
I do too. I would like to buy physical copies of both of them one day. Like, I just like buying physical copies of games I like really, really like.
Especially since people don't want you to own physical copies of things.
Yeah. I don't know what version I'd probably buy. Honestly, I'm more likely to buy a Switch 2 than a PS5 at this point. Because at least with the Switch 2, you have your Nintendo exclusives. Nothing from Sony interests me anymore these days.
I'm still debating if I ever will want one.
I mean, that's
I
fair.
should put like a goal up for it. I don't know. I'd much rather chat buy me Pokemon cards than a Switch 2.
That's fair. I like their merch, and they haven't picked any direct fights with the community. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I may not agree with some of the politics of some of their employees, because I have actually seen some of their employees on other videos.
Mm-hmm.
But, as far as a company's concerned, they're probably doing fine.
Team Cherry?
No, Fangamer.
Oh, yeah, probably.
In fact, I saw something. I wanted to show this because this was cool. They are actually doing a thing for the 20th anniversary of Okami. Look at this mouse pad. It's so good.
It could also be a TCG pad.
Yeah, it could. They also are releasing
about getting a TCG pad eventually.
The blanket of all the brush gods. Like, that's cool.
Is that like from the game?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I know that the gods are in the game, but like, is
the blanket? No, the blanket's not.
Okay.
But I just thought that was interesting. It's cool. I kind of want it. I at least kind of want this because this is very pretty. I really like this. But it's also $29.
You're paying for that premium service.
You are paying for that premium service, and I have a mouse pad that suits me just fine. But
same. I got a black one, and I need to clean the MommaOcco one I got. Not one that you can buy the way, chat.
It was
eventually
one that
I'd like to have a mouse pad. Yeah, you can. I don't recommend it, but you can have custom make your own MommaOcco pad.
Yeah, I'd like to do a custom one of like the dog one day, but it's not like in the pipeline of like I'm gonna do this soon. It's just like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah. Right now, I'm not really concerned with making mouse pads for TCG games. I am concerned with making the TCG cards.
Exactly.
Which I haven't showed chat yet, but without like revealing it, what do you think of what I've been working on?
What I saw, I liked.
Yeah.
What I saw, I liked.
I am eventually planning on sending friends uncut sheets and then like a card, just their card. So like it'll be an uncut sheet from where I print it from,
Mm-hmm.
and then the card itself.
Right.
And I would just like people can do whatever the fuck they want. Oh, by the way, happy Pride Month.
It hasn't even swapped over to June yet. Not even for you.
It just swapped over to June.
Oh, did it just swap over for you?
Chat, happy Pride Month.
It's like 9 p.m. for me. Yay, it's Pride Month. Yay. You know what? It's actually very fitting. I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I should do this, but I'm gonna do this. Chat. So you all know the shot caller. Me, Akko, Atari, like a lot of us use.
All of us.
All of us use.
All of us.
It is actually going to be on a 20% discount starting June 1st.
That is funny.
So if you want the shot collar made by furries,
why would our chat want to buy that though?
I don't know. I don't know. It's relevant, I guess.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just surprised. Deploy the rainbow yippee.
God.
That's right. There is a rainbow yippee.
There's a rainbow dog, a rainbow wiggler too.
I thought it was just the
it's a glow
BLM
wiggler,
dog.
But
the glow glizzy.
Yeah. I'm not that kinky. So, real quick, this is not really a whole lot to go over here with this one, but I wanted to bring it up. Subnautica 4 million in sales officially triggers the massive $250 million payout to Subnautica founders. Krafton CEO Chang Han Kim famously tried to use ChatGPT to avoid paying out the earnout bonus, but a court ruled he must honor it. $250 million represents 35% of Krafton's profits for last year. This amount is not profit sharing. It is part of the agreed price when Krafton acquired the Subnautica developers. It represents an earnout where Krafton agreed to pay the full amount price of the studio if certain goals were met, which the sales figures in this case. So, Subnautica 2 has succeeded where Krafton wanted them to fail. Shocker. Is anyone surprised?
I'm happy for them.
I actually have not gotten to play the game yet.
Really?
So, we were going to stream it. But when I actually went to go stream it, on stream, it was just crashing. And I could not play the game. So we ended up swapping over to playing Abiotic with a bunch of people. So I have yet to play Subnautica 2.
I have played probably not all there is to offer, but I've decided to wait until more content happens.
Yep.
Or when somebody actually wants to play with me, because it's just kind of boring alone.
That's fair. I don't blame you for that one. So, I don't know. Subnautica 2 had a win. Good. I mean, to be fair, besides the EULA, it's been pretty much a win across the board. If it's on shocks... Oh, God. Cool, not only 11 million more for Krafton to break even. Yep, exactly. I wanted to bring this up because this was cool. One Bloodborne player is stepping away after 11 years helping people defeat Orphan of Kos, one of the hardest bosses ever made by From Software. Known online as NoahMan90, he spent around 3,500 hours helping players through co-op, and he estimates he aided 5,000 to 6,000 people in winning the fight. After more than a decade, he is stopping because nobody plays Bloodborne anymore. Summon requests have also become very rare compared to the game's peak years. Orphan of Kos has a reputation as one of the most difficult bosses in gaming. Yes, Orphan of Kos is a son of a bitch. So, this is cool. Apparently, NoahMan90 was pretty much the, can he solo her of Bloodborne.
Uh-huh.
So, you know what? The fact that it lasted this long, good for him. And thank you for your service in helping all the players defeat that son of a bitch boss.
lot of bosses. Holy shit.
That is a lot of Orphan of Cost. I would have got insane by then. I need to get back to playing Bloodborne.
It's just funny to think that like he's only stopping because he doesn't think there's anybody playing anymore, which means he would keep doing it if people were still playing.
Yep. Yeah. Hey Sony, great opportunity. Re-release Bloodborne. Also, I want to dash everyone's hopes and dreams right now. The whole Sony's done releasing single-player games on PC because of Xbox. That would also include Bloodborne. So any hopes and dreams of Bloodborne ever coming to PC are now just dead.
I would say you're gonna make a lot of people upset because you're killing their hopes and dreams.
I know I am. I'm killing my own hopes and dreams by saying that, but yeah. As a reminder, Summer Game Fest is Friday, and there was a rumored FromSoft game going to be announced at Summer Game Fest.
Oh, that's right. It's their new first-party game.
Yeah.
We'll make our own Bloodborne. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Blackjack and hookers.
To be fair, what we're hearing off that leak for like the new like FromSoft pirate game is like it's pirate Bloodborne is what I'm kind of understanding. I would say Temp is wrong due to emulation. See, if we take emulation into account, I'm very wrong. But if we take an official release into account, I'm correct. We will never see an official release on PC until entire leadership changes happen in Sony. Or until FromSoft gets enough money to flat out buy the IP from Sony. Which will probably never happen.
Probably not.
And in fact, FromSoft probably does have the money to buy it from them. They're just not doing it because why would they behold themselves to like why would we buy
do that when you can make a new game?
Exactly. Like I know Miyazaki.
I'm sorry, Lumi, but they're probably not gonna. They probably don't care.
Well, no, Miyazaki does care, but at the same time, he can just take that theme again and redo it with a new IP. So. I don't know. We'll see. But as far as Bloodborne as a franchise, just you can pretty much just say it's dead. Sony has no intention of bringing it back at all. The only time they will bring Bloodborne back is when the shit has hit the fan so bad that they need a win. This is their polling case of emergency game.
I like that's what we call a.
It's because it's true. It is. You saw what came out of No Man's Sky this week, right?
Yeah, new update, right?
Yeah, we had a new update. No Man's Sky, The Swarm. So we'll go ahead and kind of let the trailer play real quick. This is on the heels of Destiny being done.
Oh, they've actually got people speaking.
Lots of new armor, a full-on Death Star type thing, new enemy factions, full-on gunfights, ship combat, like just massive space battles. Like we had space battles before, but like this is even more.
So are they just like redoing space battles again?
Essentially, yes.
I'm curious if Mizu has done his like pilgrimage back to No Man's Sky yet.
Not yet. As far as I'm aware, he's not. I need to get back to playing No Man's Sky. I just haven't done it. But this is cool. So what exactly is in this update is the Swarm Expedition, global war efforts, rival teams, research materials, ground enemies, drone protections, expedition rewards, dire wasp suit, community goals, restore planets, construct the core, Atlas threat, and huge battles. Obviously, we need to play the game to truly see what everything is here, but we're back in the, can we just pay you money, please?
I don't think anybody wants to pay money, but like they're excited.
Well, no. The fact that we have this obligatory meme, it's free update time. No, Sean, no, I have money.
You can give them your money when the next game comes out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing that day
the
one.
First flame.
That's a day one thing for me.
I mean, I'll buy it for sure, but yeah.
So, love the memes of begging them to give it a price instead of free. Yeah, well, it's true. Like, every single thing that Hello Games lied on and was not able to deliver when they said they were going to deliver it has not only been rectified, but they've now have delivered. In fact, according to this, they've put out 45 major updates across 10 years for free. I don't know another game that's doing that. Every single update
Minecraft?
that No Man's Sky has done has been free.
Minecraft?
Minecraft's a great example until you start getting into modern Minecraft, which is just like, but what if we added like a mob and a biome and said this is a full update?
And your 69th wood type.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's great. It's just, it is pretty much exactly the same.
No, exactly. Like, yeah. So, if you're interested in No Man's Sky,
Warframe, yeah.
Yeah, Warframe's another good one. If you want No Man's Sky, though, I'm sure it's this price across all platforms, but it is on sale again. It is $24 if you are interested in buying it. And I'm sure this price is pretty much across all platforms, and you do get the Swarm update because it is free. So we got a leak out of Computex.
Okay.
Oh God. See Sonic to show 5200 watt 80 plus Ruby CRPS power supply at Computex 2026.
Wait, 5200 watts.
5200 watts.
I'm assuming this is not the final picture.
No. Computex hasn't even happened yet. It's happening soon, like in the next couple of days. Like there's a whole bunch of content creators all flying out to Taiwan. But this is basically like a potential teaser from Sonic.
Well, I need to know how big this is because, like, power supplies can only get so big before the box has to grow. You know.
I want to give you a reminder. This is 80 plus Ruby. Ruby is commonly considered, and in fact, I even say here, Sonic will use Computex 2026 to present a new CRPS server power supply rated up to 5200 watts.
Okay, I was going to say it's a server power supply.
It is a server power supply.
Server power supplies aren't made for home use, which means that the server supply is going to be massive. And, like, I know it sounds like a lot, 5200, but what's the current max of power supply, power supplies? I imagine it's probably, like, it's probably a lot, but I highly doubt that, I mean, maybe it is vastly smaller. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, technically, you could buy one for your computer, but rip your power bill, I guess.
I mean, 1,000 watts already does a lot. What's another 4,000?
In fact, they even say here, enough to power 9 5090 cards at once. Yeah. Yeah, Computex is June 2nd through June 5th.
Right now, the internet says the highest wattage consumer power supply unit is 3,000 watts.
3,000, okay.
Yes, and it is the Asus Pro WS Platinum, 3,000 watts.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I thought that was just funny.
Now, obviously, if you run something that heavy, you're going to do it for AI.
Yeah. And very specifically, it's like, I think it's mentioned here, it's like, it's intended for AI training. Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't see any other reason other than just AI training.
Yep.
I mean, you see those shorts where the guy builds a computer that's like made out of fans.
oh yeah, exactly.
That's what these things are gonna go in. That or loud, very loud data center racks.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, I put a hard drive in my one of the ones you sent me. I am pretty sure it will not stop making this weird buzzing noise. Granted, it doesn't make it all the time.
Interesting.
Just really fucking annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine this.
Like for the longest time, before I figured it out, I was like, "Is that my computer making that noise? That's really annoying and like terrifies me." Then I realized that the noise came from one of the hard drives, and I was like, "Well, as long as it's working, because the system will tell me if it is or is not working." I was like, "Well, as long as it's working, I really don't care, because it'll tell me if it like needs assistance."
No,
And
yeah. All right.
Thankfully, it doesn't.
I think it's time we get into the big topic of the night.
I forgot we haven't done that yet.
Mina the Hollower is now available on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Humble Bundle, and GOG. Mina is currently the highest rated game of the year, and reading everyone's reactions has been surreal, emotional, and incredibly exciting. 10 out of 10 from IGN, 10 out of 10 from RPG Site, The Gamer, Tech Raptor, Screen Rant, Shack News, Steam Deck HQ, DualShockers, and a 9 out of 10 from GameSpot.
So, okay, how many people are calling it woke?
As a reminder, IGN gave it a 10.
Who's calling it woke?
How many people are calling it woke? I have been seeing some people call it woke because IGN gave it a 10.
Okay, that's dumb.
Well, because the last two games that IGN gave 10s or really high numbers was literally Mixtape and Forza Horizon 6. And Forza Horizon 6 has some DEI elements in it.
Same score as Mixtape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it could be a different reviewer.
I knew I saw it and I forgot to grab it, but I've been scouring. I scoured for a couple hours looking for Mina stuff today to put in the docket. But I did read that they actively said that there is no activist influence or DEI anything in this game.
Okay.
So it is straight up just a game they wanted to make and no outside influence.
That's good.
So IGN says, with an open world that's crammed with mysteries worth finding and lively, clever combat I couldn't get enough of, it's a big game in a small package and an absolute masterpiece of an adventure. For people who do not know what Mina the Hollower is, it is the next game from Yacht Club Games, which is the developers of Shovel Knight. For people who do not know, and I'm going to pull up... Here, you know what? We'll just do this. I have Steam here. Mina the Hollower. It's pretty much, like, what if you mixed, classic Game Boy Color Zelda, but kind of made it a little more, I hate to say modern, but it's kind of a modern take on, like, the Game Boy Color.
It takes the feelings from Link to the Past. It makes it go faster. It gets rid of the stupid, like, movements that you hated about it, and then gives you this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab some ice cream. I'll be right back.
Okay. So we'll wait for Akko to come back before we continue that. The demo was really, really good. Yeah, I'm not even surprised by that. Even the color, but yeah. I'm currently playing it right now, and I haven't seen anything woke yet. Mousevania is fun. I played some today, and what I've played is very, very good. In fact, it makes me excited to keep playing more of it. I have had a couple, like, really bad, like, deaths, to the point that I'm like, okay, I am taking a break because I can feel myself getting tilted. because like some of these like level designs are a little bullshit, but Nintendo refused to remake Zelda Seasons and Ages. Here's proof people want this. This is exactly proof people want this.
When will big companies learn that if they just do good games or like remake the good games, that they'll get shit tons of people that pay for it?
Exactly. It's exactly what needs to be done. Yeah, I agree. But of course, the game has been under a lot of scrutiny.
Okay.
From Grumps, Mina the Hollower shipped today. This was on the 29th, so this was a couple days ago. If we don't sell 1 million copies, I'm going to be disappointed. That's from the co-founder of Yacht Club Games. Costs $5 million to make. Yacht Club tells Bloomberg the game is a make or break. 55,000 copies sold today. Looks on pace to beat Shovel Knight's opening numbers. I think they'll be just fine. So it's the highest rated. In fact, Edmund McMillan even said that this game is the highest rated indie of the year. And in fact, there's even a bundle with this in Eugenics. And he specifically noted the two highest rated indie games of the year are in a bundle together on Steam.
He did a bundle with them?
Yeah, there is indeed a bundle. I don't know if I'll see it. Here from Eugenics. Yeah, Mina the Hollower Eugenics. So this is cool. And in fact, there's already some people suggesting that Mina the Hollower, because here's the thing. It's not an early access game. This is a full release game. There are some people actually suggesting this game could be 2026's Silksong.
Silksong was last year, that's right.
Yeah, it was.
Crazy to think that it was last year.
And I think this is a big boon for some people. Mina the Hollower from Yacht Club Games is now available worldwide on consoles and Steam. The full soundtrack from Jake Kaufman, featuring 96 tracks, is also available today. If you do not know who Jake Kaufman is, he is the artist, the soundtrack artist behind Shantae. So if you're kind of used to Shantae music, it's a lot more of that, but a little like not grimdarky, but like Castlevania-esque, or like Zelda-esque. So cool. That's a big name for the soundtrack.
That is. I mean, like, they probably all know each other.
I'm sure they do. But that has not been everything. In fact, this is kind of where I kind of wanted to bring up like the Switch 2 and Steam Deck performance. From Silas Crow, quick Mina the Hollower performance note for fellow handheld gamers. Switch 2 as 120 FPS handheld with HDR support, and it felt smooth. Steam Deck OLED with a solid 60 FPS, 6-hour battery. So Switch 2 actually performed better with Mina than the Steam Deck.
Okay.
Both great, but if you want the extra fluidity, Switch 2 delivers best in portable mode. But there is a free upgrade path if you get the Switch 1 version and are planning to get a Switch 2. So, cool. Awesome. But, okay. I don't know who they are. I'm going to just call them Closeted Shota. Said, gave Mina the Hollower a try. It probably deserves the hate mixtape received. And this is the review they gave. Let's state the obvious. Really old games were lower in both visual and audio fidelity. They were worse. You can enjoy them if you adjust your expectations for the time and technology available, but yet another 8-bit game in 2026. An insufferably hackneyed stylization and game design was chosen simply because it's easier to make. It looks and sounds ugly, cheap, and lazy. You constantly have to spend extra time figuring out what you're even looking at. Is it above you? Can I jump on it? Wait, will I fall down here? I can't rate this game because I just don't want to play it any further. It doesn't feel like a $50 million game, although it wasn't as janky as I expected. Some combat and traversal mechanics actually felt thought out and competent for such an insanely outdated format, at least. Not really related, but Mina the Hollower would have made a lot more sense as a porn game, honestly.
What?
So I think we can all agree this guy's an idiot.
Is he like a righty or something?
I have no idea. But to point out like, oh, the art style is a reason why this game is shit. No, you're a dumbass.
This guy's dumb. No, yeah, I think this guy's dumb.
It's like, stop speaking. Just no one wants to see that opinion. Like, it's a fair opinion. Like, if you don't like it, I'm not going to tell you, like, you should, like it. If you don't like it, like, because I like it, you should like it. If I hate it, you should hate it. But, no. No, to the timeout corner with you. This is just an engagement bait. Yeah, that's exactly what this feels like.
That's what I was thinking. I don't see him any more than just an engagement baiter.
Exactly. So, and then Jeff the W, or Jeff Thew, said, I don't know, mixtape is good. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, mixtape is good for what it is, but in a year with Eugenics and Mina the Hollower, it was never going to win Best Indie, and Annapurna will obviously be putting their for your consideration weight behind Control Resonant for Game of the Year. Yeah. If mixtape is even considered for Game of the Year, all credibility is just gone.
Rigged.
Yep.
Rigged.
Yep. I do kind of expect Eugenics or Mina to probably be up there with one of the big titles.
Mm-hmm.
Whether, depending which one it is, I don't know. Probably going to be Eugenics, though. From Lorepaw VT, first impressions of Mina the Hollower are mixed, and I came into this completely blind, mind you. I knew almost nothing about the game. I like the aesthetic enough. Mina is cute, and the music is slamming. The gameplay is a bit frustrating to me. I think it's a lot of, hey, you have a move that lets you basically Diglett max underground, but we only give you a tiny narrow space to fight this enemy. The invincibility frames on the dig move take a bit of getting used to. So far, the bosses have been interesting. The hub area you get introduced to after beating the second boss is a bit overwhelming and huge. I feel like it does not need to be so big. Not sure if this is going to be my kind of game, but I'll keep playing. Shovel Knight was really cool, and I want to really like this one, but it's feeling a bit more frustrating for me difficulty-wise. I keep trying to attack diagonally. I'm not sure why. I feel like the game feels like you should have, or you should be able to, with how the enemies attack and behave. It makes it so you have to sort of awkwardly scoot until you can attack properly. Maybe skill issue.
It might be a skill issue.
Now, I've seen 3 examples of how to compare Mina the Hollower. It's a Zelda-like, very much Oracle of Ages and Seasons and Link's Awakening. Castlevania is another one I've seen. And the third one is actually Bloodborne.
Really?
Yes. In terms of like FromSoft difficulty and maybe how some of the weapons operate. Which is interesting. So you kind of have like a more like Zelda feeling Castlevania game with like the difficulty of a FromSoft game. That could be pretty cool. That's a cool combination. And in fact, I don't know who this is. In chat, you might be able to tell me who this is. But Yuzo Koshiro said, congratulations on the release of Mina the Hollower. It was an honor to contribute 2 guest tracks to this wonderful project. I wrote them with great respect for the game's unique vision, timeless art style, and the spirit of the classics that inspired it. Thank you, Yacht Club Games, for the invitation. Wishing the team a fantastic launch. Apparently, he did 2 music tracks in the game. I have no idea what he's done in the past. So, take that with a grain of salt. So, maybe?
Interesting.
But, okay. This is one I've seen specifically from... He's a Japanese man. Well, I know he's a Japanese man. I mean, like, what is he, like other, like... What has he done for, like, music to kind of, like, have a point of, like, reference? But how much do you know about...
references that he's a Japanese man.
How much do you know about Yacht's Torch?
Nope.
Okay. I played Mina the Hollower, and it looks like the game needs a bit more love from players.
Oh, that guy.
Yes, Yacht Club Games supported BLM back in the day, and we know the game's development was plagued by mismanagement and delays, but it's still a nice game with a great intro. So, I haven't seen anything from BLM out of them ever. I'm not overly surprised if they supported it, because just about every like major company supported BLM back when that was a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not overly surprised. But it kind of gets worse with him as we go on. Yacht Club Games. We all know you once supported BLM. If you don't address that situation within the next 24 hours, I'll be requesting a refund from Mina the Hollower. A simple like on this post would suffice. We want to support you, but player goodwill comes first, always. And he based his whole, I'm going to refund the game, based on 45 total votes.
Only 45?
Only 45 votes about how they supported BLM when BLM was at its height, and that BLM doesn't matter anymore, but that still matters now, and Yacht Club Games needs to acknowledge they supported BLM.
They are just going to block him. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, all they would do is just block him. This is fucking stupid. Like, motherfucker.
I kind of hope they do, just because it would be funny.
Now, I'm not going to say that Yacht Club is, like... Because, again, this game needs to sell 1 million copies. Well, that also comes from the fact that Yacht Club Games almost went bankrupt, and also is a California company. Of course, they're having financial issues. That's not even, like, a thing. Hard-pressed to find a publisher that didn't... Yeah, no. Finding a publisher that didn't support BLM is like picking through a needle in a haystack. Almost
one of those
every
things
one
where
of them
you kind of just have to pick and choose what you care about.
Exactly.
And I do care if somebody does support shit like that. By the same token, when do you move on?
Exactly.
For some stuff, and is it worth moving on for some stuff?
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things of just like, but you need to like let it go. And I think this is more my problem, is just, it's like, oh, I'm having fun with the game. The game is great. And then suddenly too, I'm refunding unless you acknowledge me. But why?
He's gonna probably refund that game.
He probably already did. Because again, this was on May 29th. It's the 31st. Technically for you, it's the 1st, but the point stands.
Happy Pride Month.
I chose not to care about the words of a retard cherry picking something so stupid to not play a game. Agreed. I've played now 3 hours of Mina the Hollower, and I've had a blast with it. The game is so far great. In fact, I have my Steam Deck right here, and I already have it installed on my Steam Deck. Guess what I'll be doing when I ever find the time to play on my Steam Deck. But, let's see. And this is from Pirate Nation, again. Mina the Hollower from Yacht Club Games, this dude behind Shovel Knight, has sold around 55,000 copies. And yeah, the co-founder, Sean Velasco, has really high expectations. He stated, if we don't sell 1 million copies, I'm going to be disappointed. Isn't that every company, though? If you don't... Actually, to be fair, most companies these days are like, if I don't sell 100 million copies, I'm disappointed.
I'm pretty sure it's a joke.
I'm actually not. Because 100 million copies... Remember, the game is $20. They're a California company. They almost went bankrupt. And in fact, they're already saying that Mina the Hollower is a make or break moment for this entire studio as a whole. You know, 1 million copies would put them pretty comfortable. But, and again, Kazo Fox is right. They're probably going to be fine. You know, give it a couple days, give it, you know, over to next weekend, and they'll probably sell 1 million copies. The problem that they're going to face is some people like George Torch Games, who are actively trying to dunk on the game because of some past trendy thing they supported.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shut the fuck up. buy my game or I'll cry. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you don't want to support the game because of that, that's your right. Like, I'm not going to tell you can't do that. But I think the whole, like, him going from, this game is great, to, no, fuck you, I'm refunding it.
Holy cow.
So, I'll lock in my guess for fixing Akko's PC. Welcome, Magma, Fox Raid. Well,
Wait,
hello,
what?
Raiders. How are all of you doing?
Is my PC broken? I'm confused.
I don't know. Is your PC broken?
Not last I checked.
Magma rated here. We're gonna do this, chat. If you want to go follow the Magma, because Magma's wonderful. We love Magma around here. You should all... Oh, why did that break? We don't like you breaking. Breaking is bad. Hold on. Things are still loading a little slowly, even though I've actually stopped dropping frames. Magma, you can put your link in chat for shout out, because YouTube's having a heart attack. Hello, Fox. It smells like microwave shrimp. Welcome, Topaz. Also, thank you for the raid. How was Final Fantasy XIV today? I tried to send an assassin into a furnace. It escaped, set me on fire, and nearly killed me. Oh. Fair. You know what Yorch is acting like? Those tars that went to support Crime Boss after they dropped Kirsha, only to find out they say Candy as and get... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, yeah. So... Not a good look, but that is definitely going to damage the reputation of the game. But there was a review from Steam, only 0.2 hours. Unbelievably garbage woke propaganda. You know why? I don't have to explain myself. Hideous graphics, by the way. Feels like I'm playing a Nintendo game. Why make the graphics intentionally terrible? It's 2026. We're still doing this. We're still doing this. Gameplay is bare bones and boring. Main character is ugly. Why was this made? Refunded. Clown. And yeah, this is a real review from Mina the Hollower. So this is not the guy that made the review, but this is a review on Steam. It's just, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I think my big problem, I think some people are intentionally finding things to get mad at. Like,
yeah,
good example, the Fifi situation. I'm working on a video on this. I think there's some legitimate reasons to just say, hey, Fifi, you're a fucking whore. I think some people are just like, guys, let's call her out for being retarded. Let's call her out for saying that she made the medium. Let's call her out for saying whores made the medium. I honestly just don't care if she's a top 1% whore. I care more about how she's going to act after she decides she doesn't want to be the top 1% whore anymore.
Yeah.
That's going to be more funny to me. I'll be right back.
Tourist alert. I'm of two minds about forgiving past support for trendy political topic. Is we wanted them to shut the fuck about politics and make games not politically smart on side topics. Exactly. So the review is just trust me, bro. Exactly. 0.2 hours and it's just like, oh, trust me. Yeah, no. Not at all. Really? A game made to replicate an NES? Not even an NES, Magma. Game Boy Color. Like, Mina the Hollower, and if you look at the actual, like, the gameplay here, this is classic, like, Oracle of Ages and Seasons. This is classic Link's Awakening. Just modern. So, and also, Yacht Club Games has made Shovel Knight, which is another pixelated game. It's kind of their thing to make pixelated games. The game took 5 years to make. And it's still pixelated. They had the time, they knew what they wanted, and they did it. So, boo-hoo. Classic NES-style type of gameplay and a Shovel Knight devs? Exactly.
I think my big problem is some people are just looking for reasons to be mad at this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get it. They used to support BLM. If they're making a good game now, I don't really care.
It's like, I don't care. Exactly. And not only did they make a good game, they made a game that has potential Game of the Year, like, possibility.
As long as it beats out Mixtape, I don't care.
I promise you it already has in player numbers.
If they...
Like,
if they beat out Mixtape and, like, it does much better, I don't care.
Okay, only 12,000 players on Steam. Almost 13,000.
Still, like, probably 10 times, 11 times,
Have
12
you checked
times
out
the amount that Steam
or
that Mixtape got.
What's Mixtape at? Also, I'm glad the Destiny Marathon is still there.
Oh, did you have anything for Marathon Destiny? Because I've been observing some race wars going on.
Kinda, but it's nothing that... It's entirely possible we may not even get into it. It's a giant nothing burger as far as Destiny's concerned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So... but... have you checked out DEI Detective website? I have skimmed it, but it is in our docket. It's not my type of game, but I'm not going to be an ass about things. Plus, to be honest, a lot of popular devs and indie devs supported BLM, whether we liked them now or not. Exactly. It was trendy at the time to do it. So they did it.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, if you asked some of them today, they'll be like... Some of them will still be cringing gay about it.
Mm-hmm.
Others will acknowledge that, yes, there was definitely a scam that went on there, and they probably are upset that they lost money donating to the cause.
Exactly. So. We need a Dustborn Occo gameplay with shot caller, not gonna lie. Oh, God.
You really want me to replay that game, chat? Are you serious?
But with the shot caller this time.
You serious? You want me to replay that game? Why? So, from DEI Detective, or DEID, I don't know if this is Cabrutus's website or not. I don't think it is. From Yacht Club Games, okay, so yeah, basically it kind of goes in the idea. Current analysis, DEI subjective. Can you guess why it's DEI subjective? Because it's got a female protagonist? The sole playable protagonist is a female character with no option to play as a male character. Boo-hoo. Okay. Well, who the fuck cares? Mina is framed as a pre-established expert inventor and elite warrior at the start of the game, with no male characters holding equivalent standing at story outset. Again, well... Yacht Club Games published a public Black Lives Matter statement in June 2020, pledging multiple $20,000 donations to BLM affiliate organizations. Again, that was 6 years ago. Yacht Club Games' LinkedIn job postings include language explicitly encouraging candidates from diverse backgrounds and voices to apply. Okay. Again, you're saying that, but they also could be looking for people who actively know how to do their fucking job. No confirmed DEI consultants, sensitivity readers, or third-party DEI organizations have been documented in the game's credits or production materials. No LGBTQ+ characters, pronouns, or identity-related narrative elements have been documented in the shipping game as of late. No review bombing campaigns, organized boycotts, or significant DEI-focused backlash movements against the game have been documented. A NeoGAF thread posted on launch day raised the BLM donation history and asked about consultants. Responses were largely dismissive of DEI concerns about the game's content. A Steam forum thread requested a gender swap toggle for Mina. No developer response or feature has been documented. Oh, it's almost like the game is called Mina the Hollower, not Mike, or, you know, whatever the fuck. They had a plan, and they executed it. Shut the fuck up. You goddamn retards. And no YouTube commentary from the curated channel list covering this title with DEI-focused analysis was found. I hate people.
I fucking hate people. Detected elements, diverse leads, and girl bossing. I hate people. I hate people so much. I fucking hate people. Am I allowed to hate people? Because this makes me hate people. Because it's like, oh, here's the funny thing is if they offer the option between male and female, people would say, oh my god, it's woke. We get to play a female character. It's like, you fucking asked for male and female options, and you're still complaining. Why? Chat, I'd like to remind you all that, according to DEI Detective, Metroid and Lara Croft are woke because you get to play as Samus Aran and Lara Croft, who are both female. Alien is woke because, the main character is female.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's weird, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, there reaches a certain point where you go too far to the sun with this kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I think people are just trying to find any reason to be mad.
They are. This article makes DEI Detective lose all credibility. It does. It absolutely does. Most people didn't know you were female in the first Metroid till the end of the game. Prime 4 is the game they run with the Metroid is woke with. It is. Yeah. Unless you are playing big, bulky, masculine male who can literally use his dick as a weapon, it's a woke game. Like, unless you're literally able to slap enemies around with your fucking dick like it's a fucking, like,
okay, you're making it sound way more sexual than it needs
You
to be,
know what
man.
I mean, though. It's like, unless it meets pure, total masculinity, it's woke.
I am of the opinion that, like, some right-leaning creators are becoming a little bit insufferable. I think some people are just choosing to overdo it, and I'm worried if they don't stop, it's just gonna make people not
Temp
want
show
to,
us
like...
his kinks, I guess. No, it's an example. To be fair,
Chad,
I'm not
that
wrong.
sounded very gay.
It did sound very gay. You're right, it did. But my point is made of, like, only the most, like, masculine of males. And, like, you're expecting, like, every game to be Master Chief or Doom Guy or, you know, whatever. Unless it's that, it's woke. And even then, they're not even satisfied. It's... Everything is woke unless it meets their specific needs.
Right.
That's the problem. It's extremism in the other direction. It is. And that's a giant shame. Because I think what Mina the Hollower offers is fantastic. The Alien franchise is woke AF, bro. About the classic movies, I wouldn't say that. But after that, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So, Mina the Hollower is the highest Metacritic review scored game of 2026. Now, according to Paul Tassi, I pretty much had to choose between the Forbes article and the Bloomberg article. So it was, you'd pick Jason Schreier or Paul Tassi. Either's disgusting. PSYOP or overcorrection, flip the coin. Exactly. Exactly. Also, we didn't talk about 007 First Light, but apparently it's very good.
Okay.
But that's about it. It's a good game. Well, 007 First Light releases today and has racked up a very solid 88 Metascore, tying it for third place for the year. Now it's fourth place. A new game is number one, and by a somewhat significant margin in the context of these things. That would be Mina the Hollower, out May 29th. which has just gotten a 93 Metascore, 2 full points above Forza Horizon 6's 91. It is obviously not a AAA production, and likely a game that many gamers have not heard of. You might understand now, the developers who brought you Shovel Knight, the hugely beloved series that began in 2014 and had releases as recently as 2022, but Mina the Hollower is the first new game developed by Yacht Club outside of the Shovel Knight family, ever. Reportedly, the studio has been facing financial issues, and Mina the Hollower is said to be a make-or-break-it moment by founder Sean Velasco. Well, hopefully these kinds of scores lead to make Mina's 93 score is above the 85 of the original Shovel Knight and above every other expansion made for the game. Mina may echo last year's Silk Song, which had a 90 score and led it to be a Game of the Year nominee. And he kind of goes over different reviews, but yeah, no.
Right.
Mina the Hollower is a very successful game. Whether or not you look at the player numbers here, and based on the player numbers here, it is definitely more of a game played on consoles. But the fact that it sold 55,000 copies last time we've heard, and it is that high on Metacritic, it sold way more than what we're seeing. Or it's at least more people are playing it than what we are seeing. So, the only thing that's a red flag to me was the 10 out of 10 from IGN. It's entirely... Here's what I think what happened there. I think IGN realized they had to give a game that wasn't agenda-driven a 10 out of 10, or else they were going to be truly buried.
Yeah, probably.
Because when you look at Mixtape, and then you look at Forza Horizon 6, Mixtape, 100% industry plant psyop. Forza Horizon 6, I believe you can customize your character that's behind the wheel to have scar lines. I believe. I could be wrong on that one. Anyone who's played Forza Horizon 6, please tell me if I'm wrong. As in, you can make trans characters in Forza Horizon 6. A game where all you do is drive behind a fucking car.
Okay.
So, I think they pretty much needed to give...
I'm going to print something.
I think they pretty much just needed to give a game that wasn't agenda-driven a win. Or else they were going to be truly... But the problem with that is now they've given a game that is not agenda-driven a really good review. But because they did that, it's now looked at with scrutiny because it's you just gave two, woke games high reviews, and then you gave this one, which is not woke, a high review. What does that mean for this one? And it's...
No, yeah, I can see why some people are going to look at it now, unfortunately.
And it's it doesn't deserve that. I was talking to Amal, because I know she likes Zelda. In fact, we talked about Zelda before. And Amal was saying, hey, I'm going to wait till I hear more on this game, because especially after the Slay the Spire 2 stuff with Anita Sarkeesian. And in that regard, I don't blame anyone for being wary. A 10 out of 10 from IGN. We just had Anita Sarkeesian show her face again with Slay the Spire 2. I don't blame people for being skeptics. But at the same time, we're literally hearing nothing. It's not an early access game. It's a full release. And it's doing fantastic across the board. It has literally become 2026's Hollow Knight Silk Song. So, I don't know. I have opinions. And my opinion of this game is... Mina the Hollower is a fantastic game. That's my opinion.
I agree. Sorry, I'm working on something for you.
No, for me. That's concerning.
It's a waste of paper, so I hope you like it.
Forbes fucked up any credibility they had with that sort of genuine positivity is going to look at. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A couple more things I want to talk about, and then we'll probably be winding down here. I have not found any source that confirms this otherwise besides Pirate Nation. PlayStack, the publisher of the popular indie game Balatro, is being acquired by Vantage Co., a company owned by integrated media company IMC. IMC also owns Fandom and GameSpot. The deal values PlayStack at around $169 million and awaits final shareholder approval. PlayStack CEO Harvey Elliott said the acquisition is mainly a change in ownership and that the company's plans and day-to-day operations are expected to remain the same. The news has sparked backlash because the same parent company will now own both a game publisher and a major gaming media outlets. Yeah.
That's a fair reason to be concerned.
It's a fair reason to be concerned. I bet it's a good game, but Pragmata and RE9. I don't think Kingdom Into the Hollow is going to win Game of the Year, but I think it is definitely a contender. Now, to be fair, I don't think PlayStack owns anything besides, like, behind Balatro. They are just a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't quite know what's up with that, but hopefully this isn't bad. That's all I can ask.
Oh.
And finally, I feel like we need to go over this because it's very recent. The No Peace Among the Stars Warhammer 40K cinematic trailer. Do you know why this trailer is important?
No.
This is the official cinematic for 11th edition Warhammer 40K.
Okay.
So this is big. This is a very big reveal.
So are there any women custodians in this?
No. In fact, I'm going to play the trailer. Obviously, chat won't be able to hear it because I don't need Games Workshop getting uppity and mad at me. But Occo can hear it. If you want to go watch this trailer, chat, I'm going to put the link in chat. So you all are free to go watch it amongst yourselves with audio. But this way, Occo can see it, and we can kind of have an idea. It's a 3, almost 4-minute trailer. Is the thing Marshall was talking about? It was, yeah.
Oh gosh, please don't tell me they're waking up the Emperor.
Did you see that?
No. Oh, is that like a picture of him?
No, that is him.
No, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's the Emperor. And not only that, they're showing us back-to-back images of him on the throne as the Corpse Emperor, and then statues of him in his, prime. Emperor, that's clearly Asmongold. And you may notice as they're going through and showing off like the Emperor and like in his like corpse version essentially, that it's like going back and forth between the Corpse Emperor and him in his prime as well. So they're definitely hinting at something happening with the Emperor during 11th edition. Hey, look, Eldar. And then back to, Necrons. So, I want to point out, I believe this one's Slanesh. I could be wrong. I would need to look at Marshall's post because he actually obviously knows things better than I do. Shocker. But they ended up showing off, you can see Nurgle here for a moment. Right there. There he is. There's Papa Nurgle. But there was one here that made people kind of like, there you are. Who are you? You're maybe new. Maybe.
It looks a little. It's a little.
Based on what I sent Magma earlier, because we were talking about this earlier. Let me make sure I have that. That is, according to what I saw from Marshall, Drachnian. Which would be a 5th Chaos God.
We're having another one?
So, okay.
Congratulations, it's a boy.
Congratulations, it's a boy. Obviously, I'm not, like, heavy into the lore. I know Marshall will actually be publishing a video tomorrow going over kind of like the in-depth details of this trailer. So maybe I'll post that in my Discord. As a reminder, chat, if you want to, I'll post that in my Discord tomorrow. If you want to see that, you should join the Discord. We have rare dogs there. And also, it's the best place to want to go live. Yay! So yeah, that is the trailer for 11th edition Warhammer 40k. And in fact, they even say here, the new edition begins in store mid-June.
So this just will bring a bunch of new rules, right?
New models, new rules. Yeah, it's essentially a relaunch of the game. Like it's like moving from D&D 5e to D&D 6e essentially. When is this trailer getting good? To be fair, it's very good if you listen to it. The only reason I'm not playing the audio for the trailer is I don't need Games Workshop getting mad, because Games Workshop gets mad at really dumb shit. So otherwise, though, from what I'm seeing, we might do more looking into this soon. Maybe closer to release day, we'll be talking. Maybe we'll try and get Marshall on again for Dogwave as we get closer to 11th edition, and we can talk more in depth about specifically 11th edition Warhammer. That'd be cool. It wouldn't be Abaddon's sword. The 5th cast god would probably be Vashtor, the $500 starter box, because of increased RAM prices, I'm sure. I'm positive. GW likes to be gay. With the Emperor being a perpetual, I wonder if his death and subsequent resurrection is a hint. Possibly. There was a rumor for a while there.
They can't revive him, can't they?
Actually, there was a rumor for a while there, after I got into Warhammer, that there does seem to be some minor buildup that may indicate that the Emperor may be becoming a Chaos God. I don't believe that is the case. But some people, some eagle-eyed people did notice that the Emperor actually moved in this trailer. So he's not dead. Like, obviously, we knew he wasn't dead.
Everybody knew he wasn't dead.
But the fact that we have now seen him move means there is a potential that he could actually get up from the Golden Throne. So, I don't know. Maybe. I doubt it, but I could be wrong.
Interesting.
So, otherwise, chat, that's Dogwave. Jeff,
Really?
oh God, what is Magma? What did Jeff Keighley do?
I mean, it is almost Summer Games Fest. So.
I know. That's why she's gonna do stupid shit. Magma, if it's important, please either send it to me or put it in the Dogwave docket. It's in Dogwave suggestions. I mean, we can talk about that, sure. From Kohei Ikeda, and this is not the thing. Magma's working on that thing. He double copied it. After 20 incredible years, I have left Bandai Namco Studios. Ever since I first discovered fighting games as a student, I spent countless days in arcades, completely immersed in competition and battling against others. For someone like me, becoming part of the company I had always admired, Namco, was truly a dream come true. Looking back now, I realize that the opportunity that led me there was made possible by the many friendships and connections I built through fighting games and the people I met along the way. As I reflect on the past 20 years at the company, I remember first stepping into game development through Soul Calibur 4. Later, I was given the opportunity to work on the Tekken series, a franchise that had a tremendous impact on my life and one that I had always hoped to someday give back to. Being surrounded by passionate and incredibly talented mentors and colleagues, and dedicating ourselves wholeheartedly to game development together remains one of the most cherished experiences of my life. In particular, being entrusted with the role of game director for Tekken 7 and 8 gave me the opportunity to connect with fans and members of the fighting game community from all around the world, sharing excitement, celebrating together, and spending unforgettable moments with all of you became one of the greatest treasures of my life. There were many joyful moments and many difficult ones as well. There were times when we celebrated together and times when I received passionate criticism and encouragement. Yet every one of those moments helped push both myself and the Tekken project forward. Whether it was hearing someone at the event say, "Thank you for working so hard for us," or being told, "You need to balance the game better," every one of those comments supported and motivated me. For that, I am truly grateful. And to the development team members who fought alongside me for so many years, I can never thank you enough. There is no doubt that everything we achieved was possible because of this team. I am deeply proud that I have the opportunity to create games alongside such incredible people who poured their hearts into this work. While my role leading the team as game director is coming to a close, the value that both I personally and the Tekken project have always cherished, staying close to the fans and the community and building the game together with everyone, will never change. I have entrusted those values and that baton to the incredible team that will continue shaping the future of Tekken. As I look forward to the future of Tekken and the FGC, I will also continue taking on new challenges as a game director. I hope our paths cross again someday. Get ready for the next battle. To everyone who has supported me throughout this journey, thank you from the bottom of my heart. With gratitude to Tekken fans and the fighting game community all around the world, Tekken Project, Game Director Kohei Ikeda, Nakatsu. Well, good luck to your next endeavors. Thank you for your service to Tekken. I've never played Tekken, but awesome. And the thing Magma was freaking out about, for Summer Game Fest, we're teaming up with Billy for Billy Game First Look to bring Summer Game Fest closer to players and creators in China. Looking forward to sharing more SGF moments with the Billy community later this week. I'll be honest, Magma, I don't. This will make Summer Game Fest be more sanitized now. That's fair. That's fair. I didn't think about that. It would, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see on Monday. Well, not Monday. We'll see on Friday. Now that's Dogwave. That one. Now we're done with Dogwave. What are you doing next week, Octopus?
Work.
Do you start your new hours next week?
I start them. I start them today.
Okay. So then there is a possibility. I'm not going to outright say this because this can always change. but for the time being, there is a potential chance we see less octopus.
Not really.
No,
I'm
you
still
don't think
gonna
so?
stream the same amount.
No, I mean
Not
like on
probably gonna do
Dogwave,
hump day on
because you
Sunday.
said Dogwave like Sundays would be like very busy for you.
It depends.
So, I've basically said to Occo that if you need to take time off or you need to not do Dogwave, I will not hold it against him, and please take the time. So, if there's no octopus on Dogwave for the next month, probably this is why. Otherwise, it's the same schedule as usual. New schedule aside, like overtime and such.
Pretty much. Get done when I get done. All that kind of shiz.
Fair. Can we have guest hosts? I would like to have more guests in June as well. Yes. More guests in June would be fantastic.
In honor of Pride Month.
Who is live now? I know Mizu's live. I would have sent you all to Magma, but Magma's not live. I would have sent you all to Topaz, but Topaz isn't live. Okay, I guess we'll send you all to Mizu. Okay, Mizu there. And is Mizu on Twitch? If not octopuses, you could solo, then have a guest host instead. That's possible. Absolutely. All right, chat, we're going to raid Mizu. As far as the schedule for next week, I want to let you all know that there will be no game on Friday. Instead, on Friday, we are actually reacting to Summer Game Fest. So if you want to see Summer Game Fest from the perspective of Dog and friends, you should be there on Friday. It's going to be a great time. We're not going to be drinking alcohol, but it'd be funny if we were, because we might need it for a drinking game, depending on what happens. Otherwise, chat, I will see you all on Wednesday for Monster Hunter Rise with Magma. Until then, chat, you all behave for Mizu, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a good one, chat.
You guys have a good one.
Thank you all for the subs, super chats, everything. I appreciate it. Everything will go towards the model. I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a good one, chat. Behave for the puddle. Good night.